Genie.
Craig.
Craig.
Is here.
The homie.
Chad, say hi to your favorite person.
Homie.
Your best
Chad.
friend.
Yay. We all start
Yay.
clapping. Yay.
Yay.
I'd rather
Hooray.
die.
There he is.
At what
Don't
cost?
forget to restart Musica. Get the vibe going. Get your jams playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll restart mine.
What, cat? What? What?
Okay, get this. Okie dokie. So tuning back in here in Arcavios. Our site would zoom in to the campus of Strixhaven, particularly going over to the Lorehold campus and the mountain range that sort of hugs one of its sides. Our view flying through the mountains over to a particular cave that has a pretty great view from just a little distance out from its entrance. Heading into the cave, we would see our group sort of sifting through some belongings, handing out some potions, figuring out what to do with some bodies. We would see the Grung Oryx still passed out just off to the other side of the cave. Vor's standing nearby just in case. Liliana just standing off to the side, probably. Just idly watching you all, keeping an eye on the Grung as well. Aelity, again, she accepted the Wand of Whispers. Probably just investigating that, figuring out like how to use it over the next hour or so. Some of you were handing out some items, stowing some things, divvying up some goods. Some books and I think some letters were drawn. And sort of presented as sort of our next point of investigation for everyone.
I'll skim through the biography of the guy, starting from Strixhaven. I don't care about his childhood.
Giving it just like a read through, it would basically, again, as far as like the blocking, be a little bit of childhood, what seems like some very surface level drama, his problems, quote unquote. Going to Strixhaven, meeting a bunch of friends, would loosely talk about the death of a friend, losing someone close, and then go on to adulthood with that next chapters, and then would mention shortly after graduating from Strixhaven and like leaving campus. Doesn't talk a whole lot about the school after losing their friend. Just sort of mentions leaving campus after, like loose mentions of graduations throughout. And just enjoying life before having their friend reach out to them, speaking to them in their dreams, helping to guide them, unsure of what to do because they couldn't speak back, but deciding after a little bit of time to listen to the voice and begin investigating some of the things that it would sort of say and suggest, and then eventually find that these things would benefit him, and believing that this voice may be their dead friend. And that's loosely where the story stops. As you can see, it's essentially a book that's in like the middle of being written.
Okay. What is everyone else doing while Bert's reading that? With the Grung thing, we got the letter from Tullus.
Yeah. So Kellen would present the letter to Yuri from Augusta Tollus to probably everybody, but give it like specifically to Liliana. Then he would also just hand like this magically drawn picture of the man to Marius, just remembering that he said something about seeing Extasnar, just being like, does this look familiar to you?
Does it, God? Was this the man I saw in the snow? Wait, did I see him in the snow?
You didn't
Or was
see
he just a
anything.
voice?
It was just a
Oh,
voice
okay.
and presence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forgot.
I have a feeling, though, that's him.
So yeah, you just present this stuff to everybody then.
Debates.
Fair enough.
And the
Liliana
two
looking
weird
at the
journals,
letter.
I guess.
Oh yeah, that is true. He had the dream journals.
Yeah, the two weird dream journals that Gale and I found in Tollis's secret back office.
Mm-hmm. I think Liliana looking over that letter, she'd probably give it like a once-over read. Huh, okay, well, this letter is from Augusta, addressed to Yuri. It talks about ever since Garther's demise, Mergaxer has been a little off. And sure, he keeps the mage hunters well trained. We're so close, we can't risk any parts of the plan failing. Relum will be posted with the pair of you going forward. In the swamplands, he's the next best option we have if Mergaxer proves insufficient. Okay. Oh. A bit.
If what proves insufficient?
Yeah, and Liliana would just offer it over. As all of you would get to see the letter from Augusta to Yuri.
Who's Mergaxer? I feel like I remember that name. Did we just hear it in the office, or have we?
I swear we've heard that name before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kellen, the name Mergaxer would immediately ring a bell to you, probably to some of the others in your party as well, but at least to you. Mainly because there was a stack of letters that you stole from Garther the Wise's office.
Yep.
And there was a good portion of them from a Mergaxer.
Oh yeah, he still has all those letters too. Holy shit!
There'd be like a good stack of the letters that you had. Again, some of the letters you had at the time dated up to like 6 months old at this point. You know, some of your oldest letters would be like a little over a year old. Some of the most recent contacts were like a month old when you found them. So at this point, like 7-ish, 8-ish months old.
So he would let everybody know. Like after that light bulb kind of rings in his head, he would be like, "Oh yeah, that's the." So we found a bunch of those letters in Garther's office. They were in correspondence with Garther as well. Like we don't necessarily know who Mergaxer is still, but like.
Could be a code name for someone, although they're just using Garther's name, so I mean.
Do you think it was that guy by himself?
I think that was Tidemall, right? I think we thought that was Tidemall.
Oh, was that Tidemall?
But we didn't make contact.
But we don't know
so
who
it could still be anybody.
We don't know the name of this Grung person.
That's fair.
I mean, it's not a very grung name, is it? I used to go to Betty Croker's all the time.
You don't recognize them, but I will
What a
say,
cultural exchange.
Kellen, you mentioned you still have the letters. And if you were to dig out some of the
Yeah,
letters
he'd
that you
pull out all
found,
those letters.
and if you were to compare some of the handwriting to the handwriting in that journal, that small, very rough handwritten journal found on the Grung's body, it's the exact same handwriting. It matches up. You guys believe it? This may be Murgaxer.
Dun dun.
The Grung?
Yeah.
Grung, yeah.
Oh.
Would my detect magic still be up from us dumping everything out?
I'll say maybe get some like lingering, last moments, your last minute or so.
I just want to do like a quick fan through the books real quick. Just make sure nothing looks like hidden or anything like that.
Fair enough.
So,
I'll say no roll needed. Doing a final scan of some of the paperwork and maybe even some of those last like items you guys have, and you don't seem to pick up on anything hidden. Everything's fairly standard, at least of what you've been able to investigate.
so if Kellen is putting this together correctly, Arthur was a part of the Orc as well. Garther was the one that essentially like
It's okay.
made the mage hunters and the mage slayers and all of that stuff, and Murgaxer is the one that trains them.
Or at least
Seems
maybe he
similar.
was like responsible for them once they came onto campus. Or at least that's how it is now.
That's what it's like, and that's what it sounds like in the letters too.
Hmm. Well, we can ask him about Garther when he wakes up.
I'll use my comprehend languages scroll. And I'll read the Grung's stuff.
Ooh. Okay, you have the actual journal itself, and you would pull out that the secondary letter that was found in there as well. That looks pretty old, pretty like well worn as far as like being folded and pressed in place.
Mm-hmm.
So you got both of those, whichever one you so choose.
I'll start with the folded up letter.
Folded up letter. Sort of opening up that sort of like classic four-fold parchment. You would see that there would be fairly fine handwriting, fairly light hand wrote out this letter. It's fairly well made. The wording and everything very straight, the paragraphing very taut. As you pull your was it a spell scroll that you had, or was it a potion?
Scroll.
Spell scroll. Pulling out your spell scroll, sort of placing it down in tandem, rolling it out, seeing the arcane rune and glyphs and sigils embedded on it. You place your hand in the center and activate it, pressing into the weave. And imbuing yourself with the Comprehend Languages spell, which lasts for 1 hour, no concentration. For the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken word, any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface of which the words are written. Easy peasy. It takes about 1 minute to read 1 page of text. Yeah. So it's all pretty straightforward. So for 1 hour, you're able to read anything you touch in any language. Looking at this letter as the magic sort of sets in, you begin to read the parchment. The sort of black ink used begins to sort of shift and churn as it begins to meld into common for you. I'll just show you this. I'll show Marius first. I'll be that guy.
That guy.
Gatekeeper.
I'll let you parse it out. And the rest of you probably looking on at Marius as again he pulled out the spell scroll, activated it in the cave floor here. you will see the magic sort of that same almost greenish blue, very pale light sort of glow when he uses his magic. Using that scroll to cast. So you'd begin to look through this letter. You probably would double check the book as well, just like, yep, okay, it's working. Okay, double checks the letter again, reads it a couple of times.
What? I got to the end. Wait, what? I can't be. That Betty. Don't
Stop.
fuck with me.
What?
Stop.
What? What?
I don't like what I'm hearing.
Hey, let me read one more time. Damn, that's crazy.
Tell me what's in that book, Marius. You tell me
That's
what's in
so
that book.
funny.
There are 2 mage hunters on campus. That's it. Only 2.
Well, it looks like Mergaxer may have a nickname of Murray. And if this letter is right, Murray's the reason Betty Croker is here on campus. It just reads like Mergaxer is Betty Croker's little brother.
What?
And then he'd go to like hand the letter and then be like, oh yeah. And then he would just read it out loud for him.
I told you they were involved in this somehow, Marius. I told you.
Here, I'll show it to all players now.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
as Marius, thematically reads it out loud for everyone.
Unless I'm reading that wrong, but damn. That Betty.
Should we read it for our recording?
Oh, I guess I can.
Yeah, if anyone wants to read it, that's cool for the recording too. Good point.
I can read it.
Read it, Marius. Read it like you're reading it out loud to all the
To the whole group.
Yeah.
This is hello, little brother. Well, I do have you to thank for finally securing the contract at Strixhaven. Again, I must insist you actually hold up your end of our agreement. The bakery managers are reporting that you still haven't been in the shop in weeks and have noted inventory going missing from our backroom storage. I can understand being distracted by your alma mater, but I can't have you dipping into the private stock. I do still insist that if you're not ready for this responsibility, you can always return home. The halls of Rakov? Rakov? Always have a place for you. But even if you want your space, you can at least come back to the Kosov sphere. I just want to keep you safe, Murray. You know how much I hate having you so far away. I promise I'm not trying to force your hand anymore. Take your time, but know I'm always here for you. Love, Betty. It could be fine. I'm really leaning on the whole grung stereotype. Could be contract for anything. But says Betty. And Baker.
Involved in this.
Man.
But I'd also like to comment that based on that letter we found, that there might be another person hiding out in the swamps of Witherbloom. Kind of like where we found prior.
Probably where the others were running to, if I had to guess.
Might be worth following up tomorrow. But maybe Liliana could do her necromancer thing and see if we could get some more answers.
Yeah.
And then he'll kind of thumb through the journal a little bit to get a sense of what it is.
I want to check on Elodie. Just like through the
yeah, she come back?
Just see what's up with that.
You know, we haven't really had like a main character die in a while.
Stop.
You guys haven't heard any communication. I mean, assumingly still in Raven form. If you were to reach out for like a check-in, probably be 3-4 minutes. You get a response. Hey, sorry. I was just hanging around the area. There were definitely people at the Archaeo Memorial Hall. They were definitely losing their mind. Looks like the fire is probably all put out. I don't know how far it's spread, but someone at some point definitely noticed. That's basically it. I mean, I was on my way back just now. I mean, I'm basically up in the mountains. I'm like just a couple minutes out, but I didn't want to wait too long and like freak you guys out or anything.
Okay, good. Then we'll see you when you get back.
Yeah.
Okay.
After a couple of minutes of Raven flying in to the cave, Aelity magically splitting herself from the Raven, joining the group once more. Looking a little haggard, much like many of you, as it's beginning to get pretty late, 5 o'clock in the morning, getting closer and closer.
Hey, here's your split of the gold.
Gold? Fuck yeah, man.
Mostly platinum, to be honest.
Let's go.
But you get it.
Yeah, here's your coins.
She adds it to her pretty nice gold stock. She wasn't low, but for Storm Garden standards, it was probably low.
It's time to sleep. Luckily, our guy who's reading the things doesn't need to sleep. So.
Is Liliana gonna ask any questions? Are we waking this drunk fella up? Are we asking him questions? Just murking him?
It's up to you guys. Liliana's just kind of like listening. She doesn't have a whole lot of questions so far.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't have to sleep, and I can just like read over everything again and keep an eye on our grung fella. And if you guys want to go to sleep, you can. We can. Liliana can ask the bodies tomorrow or tonight, whatever. Just depends if everybody wants to be there or not. I know it sounds weird. Whatever time frame we got.
Let me remind me. We still have all of tomorrow, right? And then it's the next morning.
Correct. You guys
Okay.
believe that tomorrow night, assumingly around midnight again, they're going to do one more of these rituals. And then the following morning, basically, 8 or so hours after that ritual is when the unification ceremony is the following morning. Like pretty early.
Okay.
I mean, I guess sleep
Time,
and
I don't want to be
then...
exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grow up, Kellen.
We want to be on our best for this interrogation, and Marius and Boris can watch over him without suffering anything. So.
Fair.
I guess...
I love the artwork for Gaxler.
Do we still need these other books? I mean, I was wondering if they might be similar to this guy's journal, but it seems like they're a bit different, so...
I was about to say with Marius and his journal. This is sort of like, these guys are maybe like loosely making a plan, figuring out what exactly to do. The journal's not very big, Marius. I'm sort of like flipping through it. I'll say, give me an investigation check. It doesn't have any magic, but this is just for sort of like how long it takes you to get through some of his pages.
Investigation's not very good. 18.
There you go. You're able to get through this little journal pretty quick. It's not too terribly large. They're flipping through it. You would see the journal/notebook would feature details about Murgaxer's communication with Garther. You would see that, fairly early on in the notes, you would see Murgaxer would note essentially that the Upper Ring has accepted his offer to reach out to Garther in order to bring him into the fold, believing that he could have a solution for foot soldiers, and basically noting that he's elated that his idea was accepted. Noting that thanks to Agus's support, he was able to sort of convince the rest of the Upper Ring. It would just sort of go on to like meeting Garther, getting to share ideas with Garther, having to leave Garther, head back to Strixhaven when the school year started, staying in loose communications, and as well as Garther's sort of death and his, just loss of communication in the middle of like a huge part of their research. The second part of the notebook would sort of be information about Mage Hunter training, and raising, and empowering. Mainly about sort of like handling them. It would appear that Murgaxer wasn't quite able to empower them magically in any way, quite like Garther was. You would see there would be some failed notes in there, sort of like tucked away, about experiments on a crocodile, on some wargs that went pretty poorly, and so they decided that probably best to sort of scrap some of their endeavors, and that's sort of what led to them reaching out to Garther, you would assume, based on the previous section. And going through that, there would be loose notes about some of the talks with some of the other Auric members, at least in the upper circle. Not anything too particular, but you would see note of once the plan is set in motion, he's excited to see his creations in full effect. He hopes that these little brats don't get in the way, referring to these, handlers, basically.
I was like, are we the brats?
No. That's all these handlers. The notes would be fairly glowing when it would come to the actual mage hunters themselves. Whenever sort of mentioning about like these handlers or the students, there's not a whole lot of endearing notes about any of them. You would see that there would be one note on a particular, not handler, but what would almost appear to be like assistant. It would be Lorraine. And sort of looking at some of the like small notes, proficient, smart, capable, resourceful, dependable in a pinch, always available to help, go to. You would know that would be L's full name.
What room? We knew that.
That would be most of the details. It would have a lot of details, but again, not too thorough in sort of the information in there.
So I know how to raise and care for a mage hunter now.
I mean, it's kind of sort of along that line. It's
can
more like
ask.
you've heard a lot of the like failures along the line. Like
Is-
they're territorial. They can be aggressive in packs. The mage hunters have to essentially pair or bond or pack on their own. Sort of keeps them like solitude. Unless they're in conflict, they're known to be a bit wily.
Any weaknesses?
Weaknesses.
If there's not like anything to
You rolled an
discern.
18. Let me see. Let me look at I should check the stat block before I say anything. Let me pull up that real quick.
Turns out they're like super weak to thunder and lightning, guys. That's so crazy. Gale's perfect for that.
They don't like wind in their face.
None so much to speak of. Besides that, the mage hunters aren't very intelligent. It seems to be like a talking point. And again, they don't socialize well with others. It can take a while to cycle through some handlers until a connection is like sort of formed in one way or another.
Wasn't that one of the things that like the enhancement that Garther was working on boosted? Like, didn't it start talking back to him?
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. That's a good thing we stopped that, guys.
We're just lucky they pick like the dumbest animal, right? It's just so strong. Dumb and strong.
I will also say, I think the only thing I missed when going over the sort of mage hunter training and everything and handlers, you very much get the impression on that section of notes that there aren't any new mage hunters.
Mm.
Seems to be there is like a batch of them that they paired up with handlers, trained them together, and then obviously now have gotten them to the point where they are comfortable enough to roam around campus in packs. Not like packs, but with a handler there and then other Lavender Knights there.
Any estimates on numbers from that book? How many?
Not in particular. Not much of a numbers guy, Mergaxer.
Uh-huh. And remind me, this is a book Marius is reading while the rest of us sleep?
Yeah, this is like he's going through it as you guys are beginning to like set up your beds. Because I imagine this space is big enough where you can't all fit in here comfortably, but you kind of have to like take your bed up in the morning, like roll your bed roll up in order to like have that space again.
Yeah, I see.
This is as everyone's like setting up for bedtime, basically. And he's just like thumbing through it. Again, it's not super big and it's a lot of stuff just like crammed on some of these small pages. There's like loose clusters of information that he was clearly trying to keep space for different like thought processes. It's not very like cleanly like a front and end. It's almost like these big chapters, like 3 or 4 chapters that he's just like constantly been expanding on with like empty pages in between.
All right.
Chaotic.
Well, I'll kind of post up like next to Mergaxer with Granite on top of him, and then maybe I'll ask Force to kind of keep guard closer to like the entrance. Keep watch.
Yes, Marius, I will be more than happy to.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. We should be fine, but just in case he gets away from me or somebody tries to come in.
No, with at least one of us keeping a very close eye, I feel comfortable. I will keep an eye on the entrance.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. That'd be it. He's just kind of hanging out with Stabby. Ready just to empower him with magic so he can whip his... Damn it.
And he's probably like as your comrades, like some of them may already be laying down beginning to sleep, some maybe just like getting comfy as you're like kind of like small talking there with like Stabby. Anything particular from everyone else as everyone starts to bed down at, we'll say maybe like 4:30, 4:40 or so in the morning?
Not Brett. I'm just going to sleep.
Fair enough.
I guess just before like fully falling asleep, Gail would switch her attunement over to the eyes of the eagle.
Mm-hmm. Easy enough. Easy enough. All right. There's nothing else. Everyone begins to bed down. Marius hanging out, pretty close to Mergaxer. Though again, there would probably be a couple of you that are, at least fairly close to Mergaxer. Not too much room to keep him like segregated so much. So it's very much just in his own little spot. You all have maybe like nestled a little closer on one side more than normal. All of you beginning to sleep. Marius on the watch, looking over. From where you're sitting, you can kind of see that tunnel way that sort of goes on for a couple feet. You see Vors standing just inside the tunnel way there, looking outside. Another 30, another maybe 40 minutes beginning to pass, and you see the sun slowly beginning to rise up. Sleep just beginning to be found amongst your party as the sun begins to rise. Gale, give me a Constitution or a Wisdom saving throw. Whichever one
You got
you
the
pick.
scale.
Eh.
Can
You
we
said-
refresh our things?
Not quite yet. Not
Oh.
quite yet. This
You said
is
con or wisdom saving throw?
whichever one you think is more appropriate.
Let's go con. This is a lot physically and mentally, but
Oh.
Ooh, that is an 8 on our Constitution saving throw. Gale, as you begin to fall deeper and deeper into sleep, your dreams are not pleasant. They begin to take you to maybe some familiar, maybe some distant place that is not conjuring good images. And I wanted to ask you, where would your nightmares take you, Gale?
It'd probably be the fight with Garther, but it'd be like this weird blend of like that fight mixed with the fight that we just went through.
Like you're running down a bridge in the beginning instead of a hallway.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Running down the bridge, probably coming across purple-robed bodies with silver masks, running up to them on this ever-long bridge, removing the masks on the figures. You see Brett removing another mask. You see Kellen removing the third mask on the other person. You see Aelody. Just looking around. You begin to hear laughing. Rising over the edge of the bridge is Garther the Corrupt and full-formed, his tarnished face, his dark purple tentacles just writhing off the side of his body as he is ascending with this dark purple energy using all of his essence. There would be a shock in your dream, Gale, like jolting you awake. Right at that moment, Marius catching your attention off to your side. The grung begins to move.
Get this fucking cat off me. God's fuck. Who are you assholes?
Oh. He's like looking back over at you, Marius. Oh, I know you. Oh, gods, do I know you? Holy hells.
Ah, well, Murray, I seem to know you too.
Yeah. You went through my shit. Big deal.
Yeah.
You killed some of my friends. You guys are so impressive with your stupid fucking cat.
As he like struggles against it and like can't get free.
I think it's pretty cool. Answer some questions. Maybe I'll get the cat off you.
Yeah. Let the cat off me, baby. I'll answer some
No.
questions. How about that?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the other way around. And also keep it down. People are trying to sleep.
I don't give a shit. Hey! Wake up, fuckers! All of you, wake up, assholes!
I hit him in the ribs with the quarterstaff.
Oh, fuck you!
Quiet.
Crack. Wait, do we wake up though? I assume we do.
Probably. He screamed. It's up to you. I would imagine you all woke up, but I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, did we get like a short rest in at least?
I'll say at this point you've at least gotten a short rest. You have not completed a long rest. So if you want to refresh anything on a short rest, you get those back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, long rest. I don't think I get anything. Oh well.
Yeah, you said only short rest.
As of right now, yeah. Unless again, you decide your character just like I'm gonna roll over and keep sleeping, then you can keep on sleeping and probably hit your short rest, your long rest in a couple hours.
Well,
That's right,
that was one thing with how low my roll is. Do you think I would wake up or not?
Oh, it's your call. You tell me. It's completely up to you. Again, your dream is like a little jolting. Again, like Garther is probably not pleasant to you in your dreams, but you tell me. Are you stuck in there, or is it like one of those like scared awake after a minute? I think both are pretty fitting.
Yeah, I think especially like if with that like mix of like the mental and the like outside, he starts making noise. I think she'd wake up.
Maybe like you're the last one to wake up, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. I do at least get a hit dice. That's all I really needed. I need 2 points.
There you go. Do you get sorcery points on a short rest?
I get nothing from a short rest other than
Oh.
hit points.
Damn.
Yeah,
Same.
Brett's
he's
gonna
rough.
keep trying to sleep, and if you guys need to wake him up, then wake him up. But if he wants to get this long rest in,
Brett's a tired boy.
he just kind of murmurs that out. What do you mean if you need me? I'm asleep.
I'll send out the quick
Wait.
message. It's fine. He's just being annoying. But also, if anybody does wake up, just use the sending stone like to me or back and forth, just to kind of mess with his head.
Sleeping.
Yeah, Dad's like, hey, Brad, I would cut you out of this group text. But
Just imagine you guys are like conducting this interrogation, communicating silently with the stones, and every once in a while you just hear Brett sleep sending stone messaging like bananas.
he has the sweetest dreams.
Liliana probably like at least sitting up to at least like be a part of this if you guys so choose, but it very much seems like you guys have a bit more of like a handle on it, and she's very eager to see how you guys actually handle it. Vors, while interested at the sort of tunnel entrance, like he stays at his position as much as he like tries to look over at you guys every once in a while.
So just Brad go back to sleep? Did everybody else like
Yeah.
wake up?
Yeah.
We'll say Aelidy's hanging out on her bedroll. She's like interested and like ready if needed, but she's not like sleeping on her bedroll. Sort of turned her head to watch.
Oh God! I had to torture this guy in front of an audience. Tell you what, Marie, answer some questions, and you don't have to go back into the bag of holding.
You put me in a bag of holding?
We did put you in a bag of holding.
Are you crazy?
No.
No, we open the bag every couple minutes. That's fine. You're still here.
Yeah, bunch of psychos. You're crazy people. Crazy.
We're crazy people. You're crazy people. Mess around with mage hunters, killing students.
You don't even know me.
You guys are trying to like open up the chaos weave or whatever. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, look how confident you sound in what you said. Tell me I'm the crazy one. Yeah. That's what we're doing. That's the only thing we want. Gods.
What's the unification ceremony?
It's gonna be the greatest thing ever, and I really think all of you should be there in attendance. We could get front row seats set up. Good friends with some of the people setting it up.
Oh yeah? What's it all about?
Bringing everyone together.
Does he look like? Did he heal up, or is he still pretty busted?
Hey, he's still pretty busted. I mean, he maybe did get like a short rest mechanically, but he is not like full hit points, and visually still looks a little busted up and very uncomfortable by Granite. Probably randomly like fidgets with Granite, but like the stone cat just doesn't move.
Gail's just keeping a close eye out. I know. Did you actually like properly bind him, or it's just the cat?
He's still tied. I just also put the
Yeah.
cat on him.
Alright.
He's just like
to-
constantly fidgeting. He's just like,
Yeah, like it may be hard for him to even attempt something, but just in case, Gail's keeping an eye out for like if he's gonna try and cast a spell, so then she can try and counter it.
Mhm.
So Sacred Flame like descends on a creature. Can I do a Sacred Flame but make it come down really slowly?
Oh, like try to like almost like hold spell it if you could, like visually.
Yeah. Well, like just I might actually hit him with it, but I just want to make it appear and ask him a question. And if he doesn't answer, I'll just let it happen.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah.
If I can do
We'll just say like, if this were like a combat, you like start of your turn, hold spell Sacred Flame, and you're just like holding it up over his head, and you're like ask your question, and then you're like hold spell, and so just wait till the end of his turn, and if he answered your question, you don't hit him, and if he doesn't answer it, he gets hit in the face.
Yeah, you get it. Basically. Playing the rules and I answer his question, what's the unification ceremony?
I guess maybe to help aid with like intimidation, Gail's also like got her wand just at the ready, pointed.
Oh, I read my mind. Give me an intimidation check, Marius. I'll give you advantage.
I was like, I don't know if it's going there, but I was just gonna throw that out there.
Gale silently pulls out the wand and points it. That's right where my head was going.
16.
16. You would see the grung sort of like shift in their binds, and also under the weight of Granite. It's like fidgeting constantly, looking at this radiant flame just slowly descending down towards him. Probably glances at the air genasi, pointing a wand at his face. How about you let me go, and maybe I won't tell all my friends everything that happened. I mean, they already know that we were jumped. If only we would have known who exactly was jumping us. Now that would have gave him a real fucking kick.
I hit him with the Sacred Flame.
Roll me a Sacred Flame.
I think I had a key.
I think it's like a con save.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't put it in my damage.
Dex.
I thought it was Dex.
I call it Secret. Dexterity saving.
The Dex.
It's Dex.
He is tied up and under a movable can.
Yeah. I think normally restrained is just like a disadvantage, but we'll say because of Granite's extra addition, we'll just call it an auto fail on his Dex save. So go ahead and roll me. What, you guys are level 10, so roll me 2d8 radiant damage.
Oh shit, I forgot. I was thinking 1d8 was safe. That's right. 12 damage.
You'd see this radiant flame again. It's probably like Marius's traditional color, again, that almost bluish green, very pale, very bright, sort of descend down and whoom, almost ignite him, and he would squeal and like squirm under the ropes and the weight. Ah, fuck you. Fuck all of you. You think you're gonna do anything? Think this is gonna do anything? Think anything you do is gonna do anything? You think you can do anything? Oh, by the gods. This is great. You're all so great. You're all so cute. Bunch of kids. You're all playing hero. Look at all of you. I can see it in all of you. I have no fucking clue what you're doing. Look at you.
Another sacred flame pops up.
I'll remind you, we do have a potion of mind reading. Just throwing that out there.
I don't have it. Sacred flame pops.
It is in Brett's bag, who is asleep.
Sacred flame pops up. What's your
Damn,
question? Or is this
committed.
just a strike?
Tell me what the unification ceremony is. So in addition to these sacred flames, I don't know. Maybe we're just a little short on water until you talk.
Is anyone doing anything else to add to this besides Gale? Because I imagine she's still there at the ready with like the wand,
Damn.
and so
Didn't think about the
Gale
mind,
is
never mind.
unable to keep adding to this intimidation check.
Clutch.
Uh,
more?
if you
Shit's
struggle
here.
anymore, you can always wake up Brett.
James,
Sure,
are you
No,
muted?
I'm here. Glenn would pull out
Oh,
his
okay,
scimitar
okay.
and he would just like stick it under the throat.
Cal's just watching in the corner with his tentacles out.
Yeah, he would pull his scimitar out and he would walk up
Creepy.
and just be like, tell him what he wants to know.
I mean, one more intimidation check, Maris. I gave you advantage.
23.
23. The DC was raised to a 22.
Oh.
21 is what it started with. So 23. God damn.
Okay. Don't fucking kill me. Stop. I'll put the flame out and I'll talk.
All right, put it out. Cancel the spell. Cancel the cantrip.
Okay. All right. Look, I'll talk. We go question for question. If I'm gonna talk, and if you're probably gonna kill me anyways, there's maybe some shit I want to know about you guys. Okay? Did you do a dead grung that?
What would I roll to see if I remember something? Like a wisdom saving throw or just a wisdom check?
I would usually do like a history check is usually what I default to. Just for like a basic memory check. So I feel like history doesn't get used enough otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna say I do remember the potion. Let me ask my colleagues here. Murray, give me 1 second. I'd reach out real quick.
Yeah, I'm not going
For the
anywhere,
sending
don't
stone.
worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Gale would have reached out over the sending stone, being like, "Should one of us go grab the potion of
Someone
mind
should
reading?"
grab the potion. Do we want to go question for question?
Why would he want any questions on us if he really thinks he's gonna die anyway? Like, what does it matter?
Well, I don't know if I
I
fully
don't-
trust he's not
Yeah,
doing
I don't
something.
trust that he's not doing something
Yeah, well-
either.
How about I take it? Because then maybe that'll give me a better idea for like countering him from reading his
Alright.
mind as well.
You take us, keep us informed.
Gale's just gonna sneak over. Well, not really sneak over, but try not to disturb Brett, but grab the potion.
For funsies, give me a stealth check.
Yeah. Obviously,
one.
everyone else in the room is watching me do this.
7. Brett, I'll let you decide if that's high enough for you to be disturbed, if you're cognizant enough to just like kind of hear Gale, or if you'd rather roll as well, that's also fine.
That's a
I
boy
mean,
doing
his
it.
passive perception's a 13.
Yeah, that does beat the 7 stealth by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say it wakes him up.
Instinctively, you just hear
You've
someone
got your
rifle through
bag
your
like
bag.
right next to you, so I have to like reach around you, and then you shift in a position, and I end up like basically nudging your shoulder.
Whoa, hey, what's going on?
Oh,
What's up?
sorry. Yeah, I kind of need that. You got a potion of mind reading, right?
He like looks at you and he looks at everyone else just staring at us.
See the grung looking at you from the ground.
I'm gonna nudge the
That-
grug again. Hey,
I will say that would have come through over the sending stone in your head.
Sure, I think it's all just kind of like, you know, when you fell asleep watching a movie. You're kind of like, wait. Okay, now that word makes sense. Okay. Mind reading, yeah. Digs in the bag, summons it. Shoot. Pulls it out.
Thank you. How long does this last? Uncorks it,
It's
starts
the
drinking.
detect thought.
I believe it gives you detect thoughts, which is just 1 minute.
Yeah, concentration up to 1 minute.
Oh, 1 minute. That's fast. Alright, as I'm drinking, I just start snapping at you like, oh wait, well I can do it over the sending stone. Alright, start asking him.
Brett stands up and watches.
all right, we'll take your deal, but your questions have to be just about us. And he'll gesture to the 5 of us.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
All right, I'll lead us off. What exactly is going to happen at that unification ceremony?
Me and my friends are going to get back our friend. And everyone's gotta be there to see it. I mean, honestly, we need everyone's help in a way.
So you're just showing off your new friend and unwittingly using everyone?
That is a very good way to put it, Marius.
Okay.
Oh, I see a look on your faces. That's right. Maybe I know more than I look.
I hope so. Went through all that trouble of putting you in a bag and carrying you.
See through this. He can see through the disguises. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, I realized I didn't say it. I realized it earlier, but there wasn't really a good time to bring it up. I feel like Gail would have wiped off all the makeup before going to bed. That would not be comfortable to sleep in.
Yeah, same with Kellen. You sleep in your body paint.
It's not. It's the belt.
It's
The
a.
belt of disguise. Elodie gave me the belt of disguise.
Hmm.
I thought
It changes
Oh,
your
it
outfit.
changes my outfit?
Yeah, it changes
Oh,
your
okay.
clothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not
it's not a
disguises.
full like disguise illusion. It just changes. Yeah,
Just
just
be in a
clothing.
beekeeper's outfit with all your stuff underneath.
I'm in a hazmat suit.
Well, plus every day I'd make you reapply the disguises anyways. So
To be honest, I personally figure once we get back to the cave, you would kind of just drop it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I don't imagine Brett slept in full armor.
coward. Maybe that's not a cowardly thing.
coward.
Uncoward.
Our sweet, brave prince who sleeps through interrogations.
Yeah. Well, now he's awake. Yeah.
He
Did
takes his
Gail
eat,
get
sleep,
anything
train
through
shirt.
the detect thoughts while he was saying that stuff?
I was about to ask.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
I was about to say, as far as like surface thoughts, as Mergexer is like looking at all of you. These
Copy.
stupid little brats. Just like the handlers. They know everything.
What does little Mergexer have to offer? Idiots. They're all so dumb, just like these brats. God, I hate them.
Doesn't he have to roll something? A wisdom
It's
save or
up to
something?
Gale.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, okay.
can I
Yeah,
try and
she wants to
push
push
deeper?
Yeah, I was about to say as an action
I
because
don't-
you get that for free just for
I was like,
drinking
I
the
don't
potion.
know how this works, but
So as an action, you could basically shift your attention like deeper into their mind.
I wanna do that as Marius asks the like, what is the unification ceremony? Question.
I love it. Mergaxer, make a wisdom save.
I just pictured that they try and get in the computers in Jurassic Park, and he's just like,
Mergaxer will do a natural 20. Oh, it's to GM. No.
Oh no.
I'll do it again for posterity. Shame.
Take-
What is the
Take a
DC?
The DC for the detect thoughts.
Because
I think
it's from
just
a
your
potion.
DC.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like if it has one for this potion or if it's just based off of mine.
Nah, let's go off your spell save DC. As if you're casting the spell.
15.
15. Here, let me switch this. Never.
If only my wand boosted
Yeah.
my spell save. I think that would be a little broken.
So advantage again. Boop.
Damn.
Ooh.
Oh, take a 19 for a 24.
Ugh.
Get out.
Yeah, he definitely pushes me out.
And he would almost like giggle a little bit, like as you feel him sort of like press back as you're unable to like get deeper. Okay. All right. Okay, you guys got some fun little tricks. Okay, I get it. Make your big shots. Kill some of the upper ring. You guys don't even know what you've done. Soon as my friends find me, I'm out of here. Okay?
Says your friends will find you.
Oh, trust me, they're already out looking for me. Trust
Looking
me.
and finding are two very different things.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys know all about that. A lot of
Ah.
looking.
I'm gonna subtle spell another detect magic to see if I can see him do anything shady.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
As you detect magic, you would see that magic aura that he has. Where previously it was almost like there was a rim of normal energy, normal aura, as he was unconscious. Now there is a full chaos magic seed throughout. Not picking up on any active spells, but his waking mind being much more attuned to the chaos weave. As he is fully like in his wares,
Chaos, yeah.
basically.
Did Gale pass on his surface level thoughts?
I was about to ask, do I even pick up on those anymore? Or do I lose that now?
The original ones?
Does the potion have any particular wording? Because Detect Thoughts, the spell, says that if they succeed, the spell ends. But if the
Yeah, I
potion
was
says
like-
something else.
I think the potion just like allows me to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
Yes, it probably ends.
Is
So I
that
would
what
assume
is that what it said?
But
It may have
did we
other
get-
wording.
do you know what the original ones were? Because it sounded like you said we already knew everything.
Oh, not that one.
Potion of mind reading. You drink this
The spell
potion.
save DC is 13 on it. It says in the
Fresh.
bids.
Okay.
Got you.
Yeah, you gain the effect of the Detect Thoughts spell. So it works however Detect Thoughts is. So if he saved, then yeah, I just can't. It's just gone now.
Yep.
Well, it was only a minute anyways.
But what was that, Marius?
Did we catch the first bit when Gil first drank it? Because it sounded like he said that we already knew everything.
Oh, it's sarcasm.
He was like, we think we know everything. He was just
Okay.
calling us brats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill
It
him.
was sarcasm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bergaxer is not very cool, not very chill.
I like your goiters. They're all colorful. What balls in his court?
I sort of look at all of you curiously.
Gil's probably got her hand on her head, recovering from the spell, just like ugh.
Why did you attack me and my friends on the bridge? What was that for? What was that all about? What do you think you're doing?
Oh, we saw what you were doing to the snarl, so I figured a few less hands contributing to the chaos might slow it down a little bit. That's all.
Interesting. It's just not where I thought I'd see you, Marius, and I guess these are your compatriots. Last I heard, you were all pissing your pants, leaving some fancy pants theater. I guess had a good time talking about it. It was super funny when he told the story. He was like up high, and he said you could look down. You were all little ants, even the big one with the horns. It was funny.
Well,
Ugh. Gil's mad right now.
I think Kellen is also just like, yeah, sorry, I don't know anything about that, but be useful now, or we're not gonna have any use of you. He just kind of brings the blade in up even closer, kind of tightens it a little bit.
I'm Murray. I guess it's our turn again. Are you trying to create a gnarl? Is that the purpose of your chaos magic ritual?
Oh, very clever. Very clever. Much like me, I think you suffer from a problem where you're a little smarter than you look there, Mare. Yeah. Fuck it. We are. We're gonna turn it into a big old gnarl. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
Can't be good for anybody. Destroy the campus.
Who cares? Fuck this campus. Everyone here is fucking boring. They don't even want to actually explore magic. They want to be accountants. They want to go tend to fields, and they want to grow things. Ugh, gross, boring.
So just explore magic somewhere else.
That's gonna be the plan. I mean, we're just gonna get our friend back. Then we're gonna go somewhere else. Think you want to stay in this fucking pit hole? Ugh, no, thank you. Not for any longer than I have to. Place sucks.
You're just smart and curious. Why don't you guys just go off on your own? Why do you even need your friend?
I think this is question number 2. We'll call it question number 2. I'll get to that one, bud. Hold your horses.
Yeah.
My turn. Okay. Where do you get your powers from? Why do they all want you so fucking bad? I mean, you popped up on our radar. Who's this guy in the dome? Who could be here? I mean, it was Agus that saw you first. I mean, I was there. I kind of saw you, but he actually saw you. But I don't know. They were really into it. They wanted to figure it out, but I want to know. If I'm going to die, tell me what it's all about, kid.
Oh, damn. Well, I mean, the main source of my power is Saloon. Of course, but I guess I can do something called planes calling. Oh. So, yeah, I can just kind of talk to things. In fact, I had a little conversation with your stupid little friend yesterday.
Agus? Yeah, I'm sure Agus had a whole lot to say to you. But a plains caller. Okay, I mean, that explains how you even showed the hell's up there. But the big shadow thing that you did, is that plains calling stuff? That was cool stuff for what Agus said. He was actually talking about it the other day. And how, I mean, if you could harness that, I mean, imagine the capabilities of the weave you could bend. I mean, applied to the chaos weave. I mean, I couldn't even begin to imagine what it would do.
It's your turn for a question, Marius.
Kale just over the sending stone is like, when can I hurt him?
Soon.
Grips her wand tighter.
How do you stop the rituals that you guys have been doing?
Well, you don't. Simple as that. Why would you stop it? You don't stop it. It happens. And we get our friend. And we go about our merry way. You don't have to stop anything. I don't know why you feel like you have to stop anything. Crazy, you think you need to stop something, but like if anything, you should stop yourselves before you stop anything. Oh no, Chad just messaged me and said his computer turned off. What horrible timing is this?
No.
Oh,
There's no God.
no.
Why, God?
It's so spooky how he's still here in the chat room, though.
Why,
Why,
God?
God?
The shadow of Chad lingers.
Does anyone else have? Well, I guess it would be. No, it's his turn, I guess, for a question. Unless you guys don't accept that, obviously.
I mean, we seem to be keeping to the deal. So if it's his turn.
Mergaxer probably, if you guys accept that, probably looks at all of you. Oh no.
That was
His
chilling.
This is his third question? We asked a
Yeah.
third question? What was our third question?
First one is, what is unification? Second question was something. Because the last question he just asked was cat. Sorry, I have a cat distracting me.
Yeah, I remember him asking why he wanted to know about Marius specifically.
Yeah. And Marius's last question he asked was, how do you stop it?
So that was the third question.
So
was
it
how
would
do you
be.
stop it?
So the
Yeah.
back and forth has been,
Yeah.
what is unification? And then he
Yeah.
said, where did you get your powers from? And then we asked, how do you stop unification? And that's it so far?
Well, yeah, his answer was like, you don't stop it, basically. That was
Yeah.
the summation.
Mhm.
It's like, you let us do it, and we'll be gone. We don't want to stay here. You can have whatever's left.
Okay, but so anyway, Mergaxer's turn.
Yeah. And he's sort of looking at all of you from his like bindings of rope underneath like granite's weight. I guess this one's for the whole family. Why the hell did you come all the way back here? What compelled you to come play hero? Think that you could stop something like this, something this big, a plan that's been in the works for this long?
We had to.
Strixhaven is ours. We can't abandon it.
Boring, 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 boring. All right. Bunch of squares. I see my captors. I'm not sure how the hell you got so lucky. You jumped me and my friends like a bunch of punks.
Has he seen their bodies? Like he knows they're dead.
I mean, he just woke up. I mean, I don't know where the bodies would be in this small cave. You guys got them hanging up somewhere?
They were on the floor near where Lilith was, I guess, kind of.
I mean,
by
he was the last one to go
fire.
down, technically, so he saw us Merc, Relum, and Year3, I think.
That is true.
Doesn't
He at
fully
least saw
know
them
they're
go
dead
down.
yet.
Yeah, yeah. He at least saw them go down.
We gotta wait for Chad. Weird asking questions. Without Marius.
Yeah.
here.
Should we take an impromptu break?
Well, now we've waited so long. He'll be back in the next 20 seconds. For the minute I say yes, break time, it'll be like,
Mhm,
hello, what's
mhm.
up, guys? It took my
Hello?
computer forever.
Yeah.
So I had to go visit my other D&D group. Fuck Craig.
But yeah, we can do a quick little half-second break. Top off drinks and whatnot.
Ugh.
I'll go
Yeah,
grab
same.
a new bevy. This one's almost done. We'll get back to the interrogation. I thought there was going to be more bloodshed, but yeah.
Gail's really wanting to do. She's like waiting for the kill switch right now.
Oh my goodness, he's still not back. Dun, 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 dun. Does Brett have any questions for this mofo? Does Gail have any questions for this mofo?
I mean, I think it would be good to ask him about the mage hunters, right? The
Yeah,
one who trains him.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how
that would
many
be a
are there?
good question. I mean, Kellen's super obsessive and is curious and wondering how Betty Croakers is involved with all of this.
Yeah. Well, you can ask questions about Betty Croakers, and then I can ask questions about the mage hunters, or vice versa.
I don't. I don't know what if Gail has anything. I don't know how Marius still wants to like steer this, because it seems like he's the one asking questions. I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like, based off of the letter from his sister, it sounds to me like he is using Betty Croker as like a funding source. I don't think they're directly involved. I think he just happens to be tied up in all this.
Personally, to
I also don't know if you
yeah,
can fully hear me. I'm on the
but
porch.
like, so there's a piece of Kellen that hearing through the letter between him and Betty Croker. It sounds like he's using something that the Crokers supply, which, of course, in Chance's mind, is like he's using the fairy dust to do this.
Yeah, to make potions or something, maybe.
But Kellen, of course, does not have that information, so Kellen's just like, what's going on? Like, Betty Croker's is involved in this somehow. And of course, just because of all the weird shit that we know about, like the secret back room, the storage facility, and the Betty Crokers and whatnot, like we know that they were up to some shady shit already.
Well, you never know.
Of course,
What are you talking about?
this is what Kellen wants to know. Kellen wants to know how Betty Croker is involved in all of this.
Is this connection a bit better?
I could hear you just fine earlier.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I chopped or not.
Chop.
It feels to me like he's just using their supplies and money.
Even still, why are they shipping supplies that have nothing to do with baking to Strixhaven in the first place? In secret.
Because he sold it as like, I'm gonna sell drugs at the school.
A little bit, and that's
College kids love
Helen
drugs.
doesn't know
Yeah,
that.
like I
Helen
mean,
just wants to
that just kind of
And
seems
Betty
like an
Croker's
obvious
involved.
thing to me.
Well, and
Helen wanted to be a
Kellen's
cop.
brother was killed by the Crokers. And
Allegedly.
so he has a thing. He has this thing. Allegedly.
Allegedly. For legal reasons. Allegedly.
Till the other day in court.
I feel like Gail's, with her insight, is picking up on like like half of what I'm picking up on. Maybe she doesn't necessarily know about like the drugs part, but she definitely feels like that she's, he's using their money to help fund whatever's going on with this, whatever he
Gail's
needs.
like, she's eating their snacks for free, the private stock, eating all the treats before
What a
anyone else
monster.
can get them. What a monster.
Well, there was like a line that kind of hinted at like she thinks he's like, dipping into their funds.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So if Kellen wants to know that, he would say that over the sending stone. Yeah.
It's fair. Chad's back as well. Chad's back. Regaxer, he basically answered. How much of his answer did you hear? Because the basics, like, summation was like, oh, you don't stop it. You just let us do it. And then we leave. You can have whatever's here afterwards. It's fine. Nothing needs to be done.
Yeah, I kind of heard all the, like, why would you stop it bit.
Yeah, it was like a lot of that. He kind of like dawdled on, like he tends to do. And then he asked a question of like, why did you guys come back? Why did you guys feel like you had to be heroes? And the answers were like, because we had to, and because Strixhaven is ours. I have to protect it, sort of vibes.
I came back to kill Quint.
And kill Quint. That's Marius's addition at the end. But it's your guys' turn. Here in the cave. Again, he probably woke up maybe around 7:30-ish or so, give or take. So it's like sunny. It is bright out. You guys are probably trying to sleep in ways to block the sun that's flooding in. But yeah, Regaxer is up and at him. He's got his bindings on tight by the rope still. Granite still just sleeping in the center of the Grung's chest.
Are we still going question for question? I'm sorry.
So far, yeah. So far.
Oh, okay.
It would be
It's-
it's either Marius's question or the group's. But Marius sort of brokered the deal. So Marius is kind of running point for this, little talk, this conversation.
Kellen wanted to know
He
what his
just wants
connection to
know
Betty
how Betty
Croker is.
Croker's involved with the Auric and all of this.
All right. He'll pull out the letter. Like, hold it up and just be like, all right, Rory. I read this letter. It is signed Betty. How is Croker involved in any of this?
All of you that are awake and watching Mergaxer, go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Ooh, come on. I guess that's not terrible, 12, but oh, come on. Come on, Kellen. Put your head in the game. So
He's
angry.
distracted.
Yeah, go
Someone
Brett.
said the word Croker.
Let's go, Brett.
Let's go, Brett.
I had to reopen my character sheet. 1 second. Give me bits.
Let's go. A 19, a 14. Good shit. Brett and Marius. We are glad Brett woke up and Brett's here.
Damn.
Natural 20. Goddamn.
Whew.
So for Marius and Brett, for Marius, as soon as you pull out that letter and you hold it up, there is this brief moment where there is like sheer panic that almost like floods through Mergaxer's face. Pure dread. Could be dread over forgetting the letter's existence. Could be pure dread over the mention of Croaker and Betty Croaker. But it's like immediate dread before he tries to just like stuff it down.
Yeah. I would just go in, get some sweets for everyone. On the regular. It's a sweet deal. Yeah. Got it all set up. It was a good deal. Grung stuff, you know.
Oh, okay. So it's no big deal.
Brett and Marius, you immediately know he's lying.
Cool. Well,
Marius, knowing he's lying when he says,
Yeah, no big deal. Just a little bit of a sweet tooth, I guess.
No, that's fair. I guess we can just burn this letter then, right? 'Cause it's no big deal. We don't need it. Just sweets.
let's see his eyes like flash and go wide again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burn the letter. Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Can I use
Yeah.
minor illusion to make it look like the letter's on fire?
Ooh. Give me an Arcana check just for how well you sell this. Fire. Can I keep it active? So it's like this constant like recasting to make it look realistic.
14.
14, real enough, at least from like a short distance as he may be pulled back.
Maybe just kind of turn a little bit. And
Yeah.
make it look like it's up in flames.
Cast a little bit of light on it to make it look a little extra bright and lively. And
Can I make it? I want to try and make it look like it's slow burning from one corner.
Ooh, that'd be more than a minor illusion.
What would that be?
What other illusions?
Oh, like
was?
something.
Like
Oh, I see what you're saying.
it's a little more than a cantrip.
So maybe I could buy a little time before it just.
You definitely can. You can definitely kind of buy the time, like, okay, I guess I'll do it, sort of thing. Roll me a deception check, Marius. I'll give you advantage.
22.
22.
22.
Fine. Burn the letter. I don't care. Burn the letter. I don't care. Clearly you read it. Clearly you know something. Playing a good game. Give you that. For a bunch of spoiled brats. Just don't get my sister involved in any of this. Kill me. I don't care. Try to stop my friends if you really want to die. That's totally fine with me. Do not get my sister involved with this.
Tell you what. Just tell me what you're doing with the stuff you took from the bakery. And I didn't even know you had a sister anymore.
Look, it was months ago. It was like beginning of the school year shit, okay? I haven't been back there in months. We needed supplies.
Supplies for.
I think it's my turn for a question.
I think I want complete answer.
Yeah, I think we should get more answers considering you fucking lied answering the last question. I recommend you don't do that again. Brett pulls out his sword.
Oh, this guy's awake? Okay. Oh, he like rears back, two swords in his face.
Okay.
To be fair,
right.
we asked what it was for. Obviously, you needed the supplies. Doesn't really answer the question.
Fair. Okay. We got some blade happy friends there, Marius. Look, we needed the supplies to help the hatching of the mage hunters. Okay, some of that shit you can't just get anywhere. Fairy dust, just go pick up a half pound of that anywhere. Hatch all these fucking eggs.
That's right, you need fairy dust.
What the fuck do they need fairy
All right.
dust for? What the fuck is
Your
Betty
turn.
Kroger's using fairy dust for? It's all over the messaging stone.
Yeah, what?
Tell us, Kellen. Alright, this is your mystery to solve. Besides, it's his question now. Alright, Murray, what do you want to know?
Okay. I like to think of one for the whole family again. It's always fun to get the gallery involved. Looking over at Brett and his sword. Looking over at Kellen with his sword. Okay. All right. Tell me this. What were you doing when Agus saw you in our meeting place? Said he just showed up in a fury and then vanished before we could even get a real good look at you. Saw enough to tag you, thanks to some of our friends here at the campus. But how'd you get there? What were you doing there? You spying on us?
Is this when Marius freaked out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brett was with you, I believe. They just didn't see him.
I'm not 100% sure exactly how it all worked, but somehow we had a slight connection to the chaos. With my planes caller abilities, I think when I was dreaming, I just managed to tap into the planes that you guys were using. In that particular moment, I was just having a little tiff with my patron. That's all.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Must be part of that planes calling stuff you were talking about.
That's how I talk to your friend. Snore.
Wait, you talked to X to Snar?
Is that not your friend?
So wait,
Over-
you talked to him.
I
talked
told you
back.
Yeah, you didn't believe me. We had a nice little conversation.
Over the sending stone girls, like, why are you saying this?
See how he reacts to the name.
Gonna roll an insight check that he is not proficient in.
Damn.
An 18.
Sheesh.
Trying to see if you're lying about talking to Exisnar. Who's gonna sort of read you a little bit more. You really talked to him. Holy hells. What did he say? What did you say?
What did I say? Oh. I don't know. I got the feeling that you didn't believe me earlier. You said what he'd have to say to you, and now... So curious. What is Exisnar able to do that you guys aren't?
Alright. God's... You could see with Brett's 23 and Marius, your 19 insights still rolling. You can see that he is overcome with things he wants to say to you all of a sudden, and now he's stammering. He's the greatest chaos user to ever walk the plains. He's everything. He's gonna fix it all. He's gonna set it all right. The way it should have been, the way it was. Long ago. Before me, before you, before all the nonsense that society brings. He's gonna put it all back. all the pieces back in place.
So just like destroy the world.
No, we
Kind
don't
of
want to
full-
destroy the
Oh, okay.
world. You think we are complete monsters?
Yes.
Right. Good to know. Likewise, by the way, I think you're very
Complete
small
monster.
monsters, but nonetheless little monsters.
In the setting stones, Brett's gonna be like, speaking of monsters, I want to know how many mage hunters there are. Is he the one who handled them?
Yeah, he was the one who trained him. I think he has his question first.
Mhm.
I'll send a quick message to Vors and ask him if he's seeing anything weird. And yeah. Ailey's sleeping, right?
Yeah, she's sort of like she's not really like sleeping, but she's like on her bedroll, basically, kind of like watching intently.
Is she pure warlock? She only needs a short rest, right?
Yeah, she has all of her spell slots back already.
Oh, okay. If she's awake, I might ask Ailey to go fly above real quick and just see if she can see anything nearby.
Yeah. And sending the message over the stone, or even with just the message cantrip, she would give a little bit of a nod before she would stand up and make her way out of the cave before joining with the raven out of sight of Murgaxer and beginning to do a survey of the area. Murgaxer's question.
Yeah.
Let me look at all of you pretty curiously. Okay. Yeah, you guys are making this awfully fun. You could take the fucking blades out of my face, by the way. I get it. You'll cut my head off. No? Alright, cool. Shit. Choo. I have a lot of questions, I guess. Too many questions. Okay. Next to Snar. You get your power from Saloon. And you talk to Exisnar, your plane caller. I think that's why they want you. I don't have a question, but you have to join us, Marius. I understand why they wanted you so bad. They kept it all a little under wraps as far as what you were capable of, I guess, but your abilities would give us an extra step. Being able to talk back with ecstasy. It's like when a prophet has a disciple. That's what you could be. We need someone like you, a mouthpiece.
But isn't the unification ceremony to bring him back?
Yes, but being
Why
able
would
to
you
get
need
his
me?
words before we see him solidify the plans that he's been sowing for all these years. We need to hear his gratitude beforehand so he can
Oh, yeah.
fully bask in the moment when he arrives, not needing to worry about us, but to soak it in. Be back.
Wait. It's arriving tomorrow, right?
I guess my days are a little fucked up. Someone knocked me out and I guess threw me in a bag for a little bit. My time's a little wonky.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Fine, I
Any-
don't care. I guess you don't have to go talk to them. You want to stay here or you want to run in there and die trying to stop it? That's also fine with me, I
What?
guess. Dealer's choice.
I'm gonna send him a message cantrip and be like, when is it a little too late to join now that two of them are dead?
You probably get a message back. If you think losing some of the upper ring would stop my friends, I guess you really don't know who you've been fucking with, right, Marius?
I guess not. Who, I am interested. Is it the dean? Is that who I need to talk to?
Give me a persuasion check. I'll let you decide disadvantage, normal, or advantage. Or a deception check. Again,
Your
I'll let you decide
deception.
normal,
That's
advantage, or disadvantage.
advantage. I think he feels real confident that she's in charge, but he just wants to suss it out.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also lying. 28.
28 deception.
Sheesh.
This is still in like message. Or is this out
Yes.
loud? Okay. Just making sure. Yes. Dean, tell us. Talk to her. Professor Tidemall. They can help bring you in. Your abilities would be a huge boon. Not just for now, but for after. Our plans do not stop when our master rejoins us. It's only the beginning. We've been waiting for the beginning.
Fair, you guys seem quite strong in numbers. Next to Snar was pretty powerful in that. Snarl. Might be worth looking into. But I think I need to ask you a question before everybody gets a little suspicious. And I'll switch out to talking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and one last thing. How many mage hunters did you have to hatch with all that pixie dust?
Fairy dust. And
Hmm.
whole brood. We got one good batch of mean motherfuckers out there. Handlers, they are what they are. But man, those mage hunters, they put in some fucking work.
But
Good.
how many's in a batch?
Our brood, I
A
guess.
brood? I'm sorry.
We would give it about 13 count.
Through the sending stone, he would just ask if there's anything anybody else needs or wants.
Mm,
Liliana?
Liliana would give a little bit of like a shrug. I think you all have handled this quite well, honestly, with minimum bloodshed. Impressive. Many jumped to that option first. I mean, you did in a way, but you could have pressed on. Guess you still could, but either way, I think you all have done a fine job.
through the setting sound like, well, we can't let
But
him
Colin
live,
still has
right?
a couple
Like,
questions. How did they
Okay, that's
how did the
personal.
other ones know that you guys were getting jumped? It's a fantastic question, I think. Well, and he
like, why did they turn around?
when he's flat out
Oh yeah, because
said,
they were
like,
running
knew.
coming to the bridge.
They knew that they were being attacked.
Yeah.
So Kellen wants to know that, but he would say that over the
Yeah,
sending
it's sort of
stone.
like-
And then the other question that Kellen wants to know is why is Betty Croker's sending fairy dust around? What the fuck that's all about, but that's not necessarily up to him whether it gets asked or not.
It's up to you. Which one are you asking? You tell me.
I think over stone he would Yeah, Maris would encourage you because it might come off better having those lines of questions pivot after Maris was just like, "Oh, forget you had a sister. You had to know nothing."
Also, if Kellen's able to ask, he would at first ask the how did they know that you guys were being attacked? Like, how did the rest of the Auric know that you guys were being attacked? How'd the other members?
I'm gonna look around curiously at you all. You would see Brett and Marius again, kind of rolling off those insights. He looks a little like confused. I thought you all were magic users. Oh, unless maybe you forgot our. Maybe you didn't want to. Huh. Hey. I'll throw you a bone, Kellen. Don't worry. I do know your name as well, friend. He like looks up your blade over like to you, Kellen, as he says this. Not quite sure, but it's our masks. They're pretty powerful. You should put them on. All of you. Pretty comfy masks.
Yeah, we already disposed of those.
Yeah, I broke them with my bare hands.
You used magic, you liar.
It was my bare hands.
Yeah, Gail broke
I
him with
also
his
used
bare
my
hand.
bare hands.
Yeah, your masks are smashed.
Yeah, they're not really in the condition to be worn anymore.
Yeah, even though we all have magic, we used our bare hands. 100%.
Right. Okay. You didn't use the mask, so I'm calculating you didn't even truly investigate them. Hells, you didn't know even what they did. Could have been great weapons, solid tools, even. Could have maybe gave you some insight. Nope. Not this lot. They'd rather break it with their bare hands than gather more information. I like it. Personally, I like it.
You are our more information. I
Look,
guess
I
we could have
wasn't
broke
set up.
you with our bare hands and took the mask.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly set up for investigating, and I don't want to taint myself with that.
I understand. You're afraid to broaden your arcane horizons. That's fine, but that doesn't mean you should stop other people from doing it.
Yeah, well, when it involves harming civilians, it's kind of where I draw the line.
Look, it's a cost of exploration. Ugh. This is why all the boring people don't understand. It's what you have to do. All right? If you want to actually explore, actually get work done in this world, you gotta be willing to, what is it? Eat a few flies, break a few eggs, something like that.
Over the setting stone, Brett's just gonna ask, is there anything else we need from this guy? I feel like if he was...
I think Kellen wanted to know what the pixie dust was about.
McGrexer has a question for us now. Answered our question.
I think he was about out. Oh.
What's the deal?
Yeah, I think he was like out of questions. Just ask him another one, see what he says.
What's the
Test him.
What's the fairy dust used for? Why is Croaker sending it around? What is it even used for?
Alright, bold, Kellen, alright.
Look, friend over there, I'm sure you heard,
Yeah, that was
said
him.
that he would
This is
forget my
me.
sister ever existed. I didn't know my answers had different stipulations. I guess I better just stop talking then, right?
I'll make sure we forget your sister. Callan's just a curious lad.
Ooh.
Wanted to be
I'm
a
gonna need-
dragon.
I need him to
guard
say
once
those
upon a
words,
day.
Marius. Sorry. I'm old fashioned.
No, that's fair. I get it.
About it, Kellen? Are you a curious lad?
His blood's boiling, but yes. Yes. This is the only answer that comes out of his mouth.
Okay. As long as she's left out of this. Part of their business deals. Okay? Hate to burst another bubble here. Betty Croakers, they move some product around, one of which happens to be fairy dust. Key component we needed, okay? Didn't think that was a big deal or gonna cause your sword to get even closer to my face. Thanks.
Or the stone, can we kill him?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, we can make it quick. We could throw him in the bag. I'll just make it quick.
That's not quick. That's
That's-
10 minutes of waiting and then
Yeah, it's like
That's
so we'll make it quick.
fucked
up.
Quick for you guys.
He's got 10 minutes to like live his best.
It's not exactly quick, but it's easy.
No, I think
I don't know.
never mind.
Throw him
Let's
in the
make
bag.
it quick.
Give it to Liliana. She wants the
Yes.
bodies.
You guys seem bloodthirsty. No, you can always speak with Ed, I guess. He's willing to talk. I'm
Hey,
sure
Lady,
that
you can do it
works.
too.
Somebody just go ahead and let's finish this off.
yeah, we think we might get more truthful answers from your corpse.
Alright. Get it, savages.
Marius takes a half step back. Brett and
Yeah.
Kellen are in his face with swords already.
So like
Uh,
he's knocked prone, so
21
like
hits.
ranged is at disadvantage, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe don't take
Yeah.
his head off. She might want to use him as a necromancer. Can't even say that. Kill
I
him
don't
how you
think we
want.
would behead him.
You'd have advantage, technically.
I don't think we would
Advantage?
try to behead
Yeah.
him, but just
Oh yeah, 21 hits.
Cowards.
I don't want to do
Jake,
anything.
good
Kellen
sound.
With,
also going at 20 hitting. You get
I
some
don't want to do
damage.
anything with disadvantage.
He's already pretty dead. He's sick. Let's see it. Give me the damage.
Through the ribs to the heart.
How do Brett and Kellen kill this grung that's bound up in ropes with a stone cat just sort of laying on his chest?
I think Kellen would just slice the throat.
I'll call
and just let him
Granite
start
back.
bleeding out.
Get out of that. Oh.
Ugh.
Brett would drop the blade a little to like slip through the ribs to the heart.
2 solid strikes. One in the neck, one just through the ropes, heading into the ribs, finding an opening, assumingly piercing the heart, as after that there is a pretty quick death as the grung lets out. And just dies in the spot. Granite sort of moseying back over to you, Marius, probably like pouncing up to your arms.
Prestidigitation real quick. Ugh.
Get that blood off you. There
A
we
little bit
go.
of splatter as Granite was walking away.
All right. I need some rest. I'll just go reposition and get in his meditation, whatever. I think I only need to read for 4 hours. Oh look.
Liliana, we got another body
Never
for you.
8 hours of light activity.
Yeah, light activity. Now Liliana does have like a duffel bag of holding, basically, so she can just sort of dump all the bodies into her duffel bag.
So.
It's like, yeah, but it sounds really fun if you're playing a necromancer.
And it's like nothing to her. Like you guys maybe
Throw
like
bodies
wince
out
a
of the
little bit as she just like grabs them and just hucks them into this duffel bag. All right, easy enough. That's number 3. That's pretty good. Having 3 is pretty good. I may save the half elf for last. They're usually more durable, but I mean it's fine. I shouldn't be saying this out loud. It's a bit macabre.
Also, I kind of like messaged the Grump at one point when he offered me to join the Auric. Sounds like they're really interested in my Planescaller abilities. But I said if I wanted to join, who should I reach out to? And he said Piedmol or the Dean. But I mean, I could maybe reach out and tell them I'm interested and have them meet me somewhere, and maybe
I
we could
mean,
ambush
I
the
definitely
rest.
think that they would expect that as a trap,
Just something to
considering
think about.
everything that we've done.
Yeah, but like we just have to lure them to us again when we're full, whether they're prepared or not. It's just something to think about.
Yeah, let's sleep on it.
But I think we all need to like
Agree.
rest.
I agree. That's we all need to rest.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning up the scene a little bit, some prestidigitation after. You guys able to spread out just a little bit more here in the cave, having the prisoner gone. Everyone's sort of bedding back down. Again, light sort of peeks through the slight bend in the tunnel. So it is a little brighter than normal in the cave, especially here at sunrise. Or not sunrise, but early morning. All of you bedding back down. Vor's keeping a lookout. Unless there's anything else, all of you would get some much needed sleep. All of you completing your long rest, finally.
Oh, thank God.
Woo!
All of you waking up around a solid, like 1 o'clock, 1:30 maybe for our late risers.
Well, Liliana, does anybody want to see if their questions are more useful when they're dead than when they're alive?
Liliana looking over. Honestly, I find the dead a little more fickle to ask questions to, especially to those that killed them. The dead hold a bit of a grudge. They're very good at that.
I mean, you didn't kill them.
Yes, you're right. I just stood by and let you all, I suppose. I may have better odds than any, but I'm not particularly interested in that. But what further questions do you have? Why not just ask it when he was living?
Yeah, I honestly don't
I
know
don't know
what
what the
much
Magus
else we
did.
could really
He
get
didn't really-
from him.
Well, that's that.
Well, he didn't say anything helpful about stopping the unification ceremony. Will he
No, it
not be
kinda
more
sounds like
forced
they
to be
just have
more honest?
replacements.
I don't have much way to force the undead's honesty. servitude is a bit different. I can't force them to tell me the truth quite like that. Perhaps at the peak of my power, but I fear things may be a bit different post lockup.
Anybody got a plan for the new day, or how are we going about this now? They
Yeah, you all get your long rest. Refresh your bits, by the way. Also, just a reminder, refresh your bits as you guys are all sort of up. Maybe having some tea, light rations, and stuff. So again, it's like afternoon time, but would normally be like a late lunch.
I'll take a
Could
thing
Brett
off
check
the
in with
coffee.
Quint? See if there's any word around campus about what happened last night. I
any
mean,
buzz about the
I
fire.
don't know if there would be any kind of news amongst the public.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
fair.
Yeah.
Is this sending stone or is this message just for flavor? Like the spell?
Sending stone.
Classic.
Yeah.
Grabbing up that sending stone, feeling that sort of thrum of the magic in your hand, sort of expels out. Sending out your message, just checking in as you do again, most mornings. It'd be about 30 seconds. About a minute, you start getting a little antsy. It's by about the 2-minute mark where you're like, okay, this is a bit long. Maybe he's in the middle of something, but usually he is quick to get back. It's when you start rounding that 3.5 minute mark where you're like, okay, something's up. And it's at 5 minutes of waiting for a response that's odd. It almost never takes this long to get a response from Quinn.
I regret asking. Can I take it back? Can this not be a thing that's happening?
reverse.
I want to
Undo.
go back. Take me back.
Take me back to my quick save.
Take me back to my quick save. I want to pick a different dialogue option.
So remind me, does sending stone require someone to be like able to respond to it? Like if they're restricted in any way, they would be able to respond?
Correct.
Or,
like if he
okay.
didn't have the stone, he wouldn't be able to respond.
So sending would work differently, right? Like if I try to do an actual sending spell, he should be able to respond so long as he's like conscious.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true.
Then I'm gonna try a sending spell.
Babe hasn't picked up for 5 minutes. I'm freaking out.
I don't like it. You don't understand the stakes.
No, I understand. No, I get it. It's just like
I
thinking
know.
about it modern day.
He's evil, I knew it.
I love it. So take the spell slot off, and because it's a spell, what is your 25-word message that you send out? Since we got to be a little more mechanical with this one.
Where the fuck you at? Why you answer your phone? What's his name?
What's his name?
Babe didn't pick up the phone. I'm calling his smartwatch.
I call 911, Coast Guard, Life Alert.
I have the tracker added on his wallet. I know where I'll find him.
All of you are probably going about your average mornings. Maybe like at this point, you're like finally rolling up bedrolls and such for some of the late risers, or maybe some people that just left them out. Maybe one or two of you just looking over at a very idle Brett, just sitting abnormally still as he's like preparing his sending spell.
Okay. Brett's message is, Hey, I tried the sending stone, couldn't get through. Everything good? Last night was eventful. Hope you're safe. Get back to me soon. That's 24 words.
24 words. Roll me a Arcana check, Brett. I'll give you advantage. You've used sending, especially the spell, a lot.
Ooh.
Fate.
Double 16s.
The dice said 16.
As you send out your message, pressing through the weave, yet sort of intent, this crafted message, you would feel the message get blocked. Not purposefully negated, but almost hit a wall, a barrier. And it would not find its purchase. It would
Bert,
not be able to communicate with Quint.
did they put up some fucking protections around the school? Or did they got Quint?
Hey, Liliana.
Yes, Brett.
What does it mean if, like, I tried to do a sending spell to Gwent and it felt like it got, blocked? As opposed to, negated.
Interesting. I would imagine it would be a similar feeling of someone trying to scry on one of us with the spell brand or one of these amulets here. You could almost sense a block, an intentional barrier put up. Was it like that? Like running into a wall when you're trying to just turn a corner?
Yeah, I guess.
Does the school have any protections against that?
I mean, I suppose so, but due to our proximity, I feel like we would have at least heard or felt it. I mean, we're well within the barrier, thankfully, if anything were to go up with those glyphs, but...
I was about to ask that. I couldn't remember if we were just outside it or just within it.
You guys are, yeah, you're all just within it by like a 20-30 minute-ish kind of sketchy walk.
If
Okay.
you guys want to help me, I can try and planes call him like we did that one time. I mean, I managed to see him. It's a little blurry.
Okay, I like that. Brett was already putting on all his armor and
We're all
stuff when
getting
he was
disguised
disguising on
up.
campus.
I need to cover up and feel safe.
No, he needs to get ready to go.
Dad's got to go to work.
I see.
All right, Marius going to try a planes calling. Is this a solo endeavor, or are you going to try to put up
circle time?
What's it called? An empowering circle.
I mean, yeah, we're all here.
Everyone joins in the circle. As you all
Drop circle in the ground. Pop, pop.
loosely circle around Marius. Everyone's sort of getting in their various positions. Marius, go ahead and give me a Arcana check or a Religion check with advantage.
Can I give a bardic inspiration?
Yeah, let's go with the Bardic Inspiration. Mainly because you're trying to target Quint. It only feels right.
19 plus... Oh, it's the picture of the dice.
I give him a loving smile.
24.
24. Marius, roll me a D100. It's a flat D100.
51.
51. As you reach out, you can feel your sense almost like travel through the plane. Almost like you go down and then begin your search, as if you have to reach out to the surface of the actual plane itself. And you can feel the presence you're reaching out for. their sense, their essence. You mainly pick up on this because of just how cold it is. The actual magic that sort of pulls your attention towards them. And as you pull through and begin to do your familiar reach out with your arcane sense, there's a block, a barrier. You almost feel it with your hand. This cold wall stopping you. Before lightly opening up your eyes and seeing all your friends looking around eagerly. Your plane's calling ability negated.
Could just for I don't know how 100% it works. Could I tell like where the barrier was? Could I be like, oh yeah, I made it to Witherbloom and then hit a barrier, or was it just like in general?
It was just like in general. It was
Just
kind of
couldn't
like
quite make connection.
yeah. It was almost like as your sense moved out, you almost picked up on the entire plane itself. Maybe you could loosely tell you localized to the area of Strixhaven, and as your ability found the person, like in this large area, there was this immediate block as you reached out. Like maybe if you found a connection, maybe there is some way to press into it to get more of a locale, but not any more detail than that.
So it feels like he could maybe push through it.
If you would like, you can certainly try again. You tell me.
I think he kind of relayed the barrier thing, and then I think I can maybe try and push through this.
Circle up.
If we wanted to try again.
I say we go for it.
Okay.
Another
If that's what
bardic
Marius wants to
inspiration.
do.
Can I?
Yeah, you can give another bardic inspiration as you guys try
Guidance?
another attempt. As
Can
we'll
I
say,
give myself
Marius.
Guidance?
Not
Does
for
it not
this
apply
one.
here. Okay, that's
All I guess I was
It
about
would
to
be-
say, for Marius, it's almost like an instantaneous process of trying.
yeah.
For all of you, it's probably watching him for a good 5-6 minutes maybe before he sort of opens his eyes and comes back.
Okay.
A bardic
Arcana.
inspiration, yes, they will fly. Arcana or religion, your call, my good sir.
Religion is good. 25.
25.
32.
32.
Larian!
Roll me a D100, Marius.
Oh no, I don't know if that's better or worse.
43.
It's another odd.
Yeah, magic man.
Press through that same process happening again. As you reach out, finding that same cold existence that you're trying to communicate with. You feel that barrier shunt you away. This time, there's aggression behind it. It's almost like a shock back as your ethereal self tries to reach out to communicate. As you're sort of kicked back slightly, maybe having to take a bit of a staggered step back as there's this mental wave that sort of shudders through you as the hairs in the back of your neck stand up. As your communication is blocked once more.
I had a crazy thought. And not saying we try it, but we channel and dispel magic through this process to try and dispel the barrier.
I'll drink the arcane empowerment
No.
and use chaos if I quit. I can
No.
handle it.
With the empowering circle, he'd be a
I'm
madman.
Better than
I'm
them.
different.
I can
No.
handle it.
Me.
I need to
Here.
find him. I can't just stand around here wondering what's going on.
Your everyday everyman. Okay, I tried twice. It's just a little taxing, and it's really strong. I see a bit of a break before we try this again, but Brad's right. Before we go running off, who knows invisibility? Like, can Brett cast invisibility?
Only the greater one that lasts.
Yeah,
Plus
I can. I got 2 invisibilities on 5 of us. So there's that.
Sorry, for my own reference, how far outside of campus are we? How long does it take to get there?
It's a good like 30-40 minute hike sort of down the mountain face itself. And even then you're kind of loosely on the perimeter of Lorehold campus.
And that's not even where Clint lives.
Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
Prismari.
Just trying to think of the number of spells we would need. Are we all going looking for
We
Quint?
can't let Brett go alone.
Splitting the party.
Clearly a trap.
Well, yeah, he's not gonna go alone. Are
You
we
mean
all
like
going?
everyone? Because I still don't think that we should be taking Liliana or Force yet. I think we should
No,
all.
of us.
Yeah, I think all of us should
Yes,
go.
I do agree with Kellen.
Prismari.
Where does Quint stay at? Prismari?
Prismari.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's next to Lorehold. We pass it on the way here.
I know they can't go alone, but in case it's a trap, should we just travel in 2 separate groups but nearby?
Who's
You have a
group one?
point and a
Who's group
follow up.
two?
Yeah.
Who
Well,
can move the quickest?
Brett's gonna be group 1, but I think each group
Brett
needs somebody who
and
can do invisibility.
Elodie up front, or Brett and Gale up front. Elodie can get 5 people, so altogether, like first go around, like Elodie can get all of us. After that, it's kind of up to how you want to go about this.
Can Aelity be a raven and be invisible while she flies around?
Don't see why not. If she turns herself invisible, she could go Raven still.
Alright, well, what if we hike down a good chunk of the mountain, use invisibility to take the most of it, and we can do Brett and Gale, and then Kellen and I, and then Aelity can go Raven in the sky? Then like, I don't know.
Why did you make it rhyme?
I've got a.
What's
5
everyone's
deck.
speed?
That's
One.
fair.
Oh, 30 feet.
I want everyone's speed.
Yeah, 30.
Oh, right. 30 feet.
Is everyone 30?
Yeah, what are you? 40?
Mm-hmm. He a fast boy.
The Raven can go 50 feet.
Yeah, so what if Brett and the Raven go ahead?
Yeah, Brett and Aelity will go. And then we'll just try to, keep pace. We'll obviously naturally fall behind, so it should work out.
Yeah, and it'll help us figure out if there's some kind of like barrier where communication stops, or if this is a situation to Quinn. Like, I don't know if that's been really clear yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because we'll stay in contact as Brett and Elodie move ahead, and she can be extra eyes out for him to make up for the fact that he's alone.
True that. True that.
He's running in full plate.
Full panic boyfriend energy.
Are we? I assume we're redisguising then.
Redisguising and going invis.
Yeah, I mean, Brett put on his disguise. I assume that everyone else put on their own disguises too, but I suppose it's up to you.
Yeah, do we need a re-roll for that?
Give me the disguise kits or deception checks. One more time with advantage. DC is not terrible. It's not a wildly high check. Just looking for nothing too low, because you guys know the disguises that work.
Boom,
Beautiful.
boom.
Everyone looking beautiful. Aelity easily changing her appearance to just another different random student. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. All of you beginning to make your way out of the cave. As soon as you're sort of like breaking that threshold of the cave, Aelity would look at all of you. Do we do invisible like now, or do we want to do it like when we're like on Lorehold campus. I mean, that gives us like 30 more minutes if we're just like kind of stealthy getting down there.
I mean, I was thinking closer to campus, but we could maybe do like halfway.
I mean, closer to campus is cool with me. I just figured I would check. I didn't know if we said that. Sorry, I'm still so sleepy. I could have kept sleeping all day.
Just whatever the group wants to do. Because I could see both. Try and be sneaky on our way out.
Yeah, I almost feel like we don't even really need to use it going in right now, right? Like, it's not like our disguises have been given up at all yet.
That's fair. I guess we can at least save it till we get to Prismari campus, and then I don't know where we go from there. Is that where we're going? I mean, do we know where it would
that's
be?
where I assumed.
Wait, what campus did he stay on, Brett? Did we talk about this?
Prismari, right?
Brett would know, is it not from Prismari? I thought. Part of me thought he was staying on Central Campus. Like, as a player, I thought that's what I remembered, but.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't know if everyone else knew that, but yeah, he is currently a what's it called? A betwixt student, where he doesn't have a college. So
So Brett would know that.
He chose to stay on the Central Campus.
So that's where we'd be headed.
All right, you guys adorning your disguises, heading down that sort of cave pathway out into the open morning air, moving down and around the pathways around the exterior of the mountain itself, looking at the beautiful, dim, dull morning light, especially as you begin to move out into the space. You're fully taking it in. Those thick clouds overhead are looking a little bit more black, very dark gray at this point. A little bit of wind kicking up now that previously wasn't there much of yesterday. It's very gloomy midday right now as you guys begin to exit the cave. It's about 2 o'clock. Moving down the pathway further and further towards the Lorehold campus. Our destination being Quinn's, apartment, but his dorm. Is this a stealthy or a speedy get over there? What's our vibe? Because we got our front runners with like a raven kind of like flying. I guess the raven could be perched on your shoulder, I guess, at that point. But since you guys are just in disguises and random students have familiars and pets, so like having a raven isn't an odd thing here.
Yeah. I don't think Brett's trying to be stealthy, but it could make sense for everyone else to try to be stealthy.
Yeah, I kind of got the impression that Brett would want to run off and.
I just over the stone, Kellen would relay
That's
his worries that this may be a trap. Like,
well, I'll let you know.
I'm gonna run in there anyway, Pa.
That's my boy.
Love it. As you all begin to make your way over to the central campus, probably again moving at like a fairly natural speed, though natural speed setting in, Brett probably drifting ahead. Again, you guys aren't traveling in like a tight pack anyways, you're keeping a formation, but Brett slowly drifting further and further ahead of the pack. Though again, sending stones, easy to keep in touch. Heading over to the central campus. Brett, you would remember that Quint said that his dorm is actually in the upper floors of the exact same building that all of you were in your very first year. Heading over that way, all of you would look around at the central campus, and again, especially at this point, there's probably a lot of classes in session, so it's particularly empty, but even at that point, there is almost no students out and about. There's some on occasion, though not very many. You would maybe pass by a couple of lavender knights already preoccupied in their own endeavors or with other students, but managing to keep a low-key profile with your very staggered formation that you're in, as well as your very convincing disguises. Heading to the central campus, you guys would begin to cross the the Archway Commons. Very familiar space. You guys all remember having a battle with the Otiug when it was chasing down Greta. All of you roll me perception checks as you're crossing this space, heading over to the first year dorms, also some of the betwixt dorms.
Checks. Hey!
Hey, wow.
I get the advantage
I got a rock.
because of my spectacles. Of course, I still roll a 12.
Oh my
An
god.
avocado. Thanks.
It's okay.
Crazy.
Brett and Marius making up for it.
You would see, moving in like a loose pack, probably the most students you've seen together so far today. You'd see what looks to be like a study group at first, and then beginning to see some familiar faces in the study group as they're all sort of preoccupied with worried looks on their faces. Mainly noting because they're all heading in kind of the opposite direction with our two natural 20s. You both would easily be able to see that they're coming from the same dorm area, at least, where you guys are heading. All members of their group having kind of worried faces as they're all looking between each other. You would see some familiar faces. One of them being
No.
Mina Lee.
Happened to Quint.
Oh,
You would see one of them would be Greta Go-Run. You would see one of them would be Rosie. And Kellen, you would probably easily pick out as well. This would maybe draw your attention to the group. You would see Drazimir, good old Drazzy, with them, as well as some other faces. As we would see Mayru in tow with them, as well as sorry, let me double check my list. I didn't organize these properly yet. As well as two other students that don't look very familiar to you all. One of them being, I guess they're both kind of similar height, humans. One of them would have a shock of sort of blonde hair, blue eyes, kind of dashing looks, but still very boyish. Maybe like late teens, like 18, 19 or so. Kind of long, gangly, very like swimmers, like frame. They would be sort of walking very curiously. I would say Brett, just having talked to Quint so much, you would know immediately that this is, you know immediately that probably being told his full name previously. But that is Jay.
No
or his
fucking
full name, which
way.
is Jackson Stottle. And you would see another boy, similar height, long white hair that sort of gets more and more white as it gets to the tip in a fine braid, loose, baggy blue cloak over kind of like shabby clothing. A actual like traditional like book bag that seems to just be filled to the brim, a book under his hand, adjusting his spectacles, similar blue eyes, but a much more like frosty blue. All of you may be noting, or at least Brett noting, that this is Felix Waytel.
Felix.
with a few key details. Some of you may be picking up on it as the group is fully walking away. Some of you picking up on it as you walk kind of loosely past them in this pretty spacious area. Kind of both parties are crossing. Again, they're much more of like a tight pack while you guys are very staggered. So some of you pick up on it a little bit later. Some of you are there to see a little bit earlier. You would see the new study group sort of walk by, worry on their face, clearly in the midst of a conversation of some kind. Gale, you look over just as their sort of backs were beginning to face you, unable to see some of this conversation, unable to pick up any details of this, again, very kind of sad talk or worried talk that they're currently having.
Brett's gonna tell the sending stone to like stick with the study group. I'm gonna check the dorm.
You got it, boss.
Easy
Are
enough.
we're not invisible, right? We're just disguised.
Yeah, we're
Uh,
just disguised.
You're just disguised. But I'll say maybe ceremoniously, maybe you all do like loosely come together somewhat, enough for like this raven to sort of like fly off across all of you like in a brief moment and cast invisibility. You guys want to like, duck off somewhere to all gain invisibility, or Brett and Aelody could just do that on their own. It's up to you guys. However you wanna cut it
Yeah.
out.
If we want to do that now, I just didn't feel like we needed it to, just get through campus until a point,
Right, it's just if you're trailing the study
Yeah.
group, it's gonna be harder for you to be like
Yeah, I feel
Bubble?
like if we're doing both these things, maybe we should just invis.
I always imagined like Brett was a good bit ahead though, right? So I think they could be invisible, but Brett would have to double back.
I mean, Aelody's basically on your shoulder, and so she could get her spells back on a short rest. So it's kind of like, I mean, if you guys want to split up and do invisible separately, that's also an option. But her invisibility is automatically cast at like 5th level, so she gets all of you invisible, like no matter what. Or she can just get you guys invisible if you want to sort of keep your lead and keep the packs separate, like not come back together.
Well, I think they're the ones who need the invisible, so she could fly back and give it to them and then come back to me.
Sure, that works as well. However you guys want to slice it up.
I might also run towards the dorms with Brett. I can catch up, but I do have Revivify just in case.
Well, Bill and I will follow the study group.
Okay.
And Gale doesn't have to use a 5th level spell slot to get us invisible. So I think we can just break off, right, Gale? Yeah, just be
Oh yeah, if
you
it's
and
just the three of
you and,
us.
me.
It'd just be the two of y'all. Sounds like Marius is gonna dip.
Yeah. You two will shadow the group. Brett can still rush ahead. I'll just kind of make like a dedicated stride towards it.
Yeah.
And then I'll just, like Brett, let me know if you see anything, and then you can do whatever you need.
So you're not gonna be invisible.
No. I think us turning invisible will be like if we end up having to do that.
I think we're okay for now.
Okay.
I mean, you two can.
I mean, yeah, if we're tailing the group, I don't want to be visible.
Oh.
Even if we're disguised, that's just weird.
Well, you'll be able to sneak close and try to hear what they're talking about if you're invisible.
But yeah, if it's just you and me, we can just do the 2 or the words 3rd level spell.
That's our plan. Sounds like Marius and Brett heading towards their old first year dorms. Brett not waiting up for Marius, just sort of continuing on his
Yeah.
quickened step in the front. And we have our two breaking away with Gale and Kellen.
Please.
Did you guys want to invisible to follow the study group? Or do you guys just want to keep a good distance?
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Well, Gail's gonna invisible
Kellen
and
will
keep her
will
distance because
try
she
to
knows she's
get
not
up close so that
stealthy.
he can
But
hear what they're talking
feel
about. Not like right up next to him, but
yeah, Gail's gonna try and find like good angles from a distance to read their lips.
Beautiful. I like
And
it.
with it should help with the glasses, maybe.
Ooh, very true. Very true. All right.
That's part of why I wanted them.
So we would watch Brett Marius continue straight forward as we would see Gale maybe head behind some hedges or a large statue or figure of some kind. Only a couple of minutes later, a disguised Kellen would walk behind the same figure, just passing by each other with a brief touch as they're obfuscated out in this, again, it's empty in the people sense and the sort of area sense. Not a whole lot going on. You guys taking your opportunity in this brief moment as you both would disappear, heading invisible. As you both sort of continue around, maybe picking up your step now that you're kind of safe to catch back up with that study group. With you guys heading over to the your former first year housing, it's pretty straightforward. You only had maybe another like 15-ish, 20-ish minutes at most left. Continuing on, you both would come upon the familiar sight. The building where you guys spent all of your first year. The building you guys all sort of were forced to be friends in. As you guys begin to head in, moving over to the far left, walking down the sort of wooden hallway over to the stairs that lead up to the third level where the Betwixt students live. We're going to go over to our invisible people. So you guys are easily able to catch up with the study group as they're not moving too terribly fast. They're moving fast enough, but not, running across the campus by any means. So both you manage to move forward and forward more and more. Both of you give me perception checks. Or I'll give investigation. Either one. Perception or investigation. Since you kind of have like a target, and you are able to get like pretty close to where I could see an investigation making sense, especially with, lip reading.
I'm going
Fuck
to go
you, Jesus,
perception.
yeah.
Damn, dude. So we will take a 25 and a natural 20 plus 3 for a 23.
Thank you, glasses.
Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese. Okay. So as you guys begin to trail behind the new study group, for all intents and purposes, you would hear Felix sort of say to everyone, well, I mean, look, he wasn't at his dorm. He wasn't at the cafe this morning. He said he wanted to get some coffee. That is not Quintilius. I mean, honestly, once we check Bo's End, if he's not there, folks, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do here. We just go report it or something? I mean, is that weird? I mean, it's only... You would see Jay sort of look over. Hey, look, Felix, buddy. You are really overthinking this. Look, I'm sure old Bookworm just got a little sidetracked doing his nerdy nerd thing. And plus, you know him, he obviously is a nice guy, but he keeps some secrets. I mean, he's a good liar, I guess, but I mean, come on. I mean, anytime we talk about what happened last year, like, he is like completely disinterested. And I totally get it, but like, I don't know, man. Like, you gotta open up about that stuff. At least that's what, like, my found family taught me. My dad, not really the same thing. And he just sort of like dawdles on for a little bit as you guys are following. Mayru probably cutting in after like a dull moment. I think maybe the best thing we could do is, again, we'll check Bo's Inn Tavern, just like Mina said. I'm sure we'll find him there. Maybe we'll all get a bite to eat. I could personally go for some fried fruit, but hey, that's just me. Mina, probably like loosely in the lead, would probably say backwards. Hey, cool. I know you guys like have your own shit. I get it. But look, if you knew shit that I knew, you would think this is weird as shit, okay? And I said none of you guys even have to follow me, okay? You guys could all just like go off, like do your own thing. I don't even care. Felix sort of looking over. Now, babe, you don't need to be so harsh to everyone. We're all just as worried as you are. It's okay. You could show healthy emotion. And he like reaches out and she like swats the hand away. Yeah, I'll show some healthy emotion when we find Quintilius and wring his neck for standing you guys up for coffee. How about that? Okay? This is not cool. Not cool. So this bickering sort of continues on for a little bit as they are very anxious about Quintilius not being where he said he would be or being at his dorm. This probably happening loosely as heading up to Quintilius's room and trying the door itself. It would be locked, giving it like a knock. There would be no answer. Do you have any way to get through the door, Brett or Marius?
Yes.
What do
Oh, I
we
didn't
got?
realize it was muted.
Oh, you're
Wait.
good. Sorry, I would have said something.
No,
My
that's
bad.
okay. I had my headphones charging for a minute because they're dying. I mean, Brett could knock it down.
No one's around as you sort of like glance down this like third floor hallway that you guys are in.
Yeah, just try and shoulder it in, I guess.
Yeah.
Guidance? Guidances? Okay. I'll try.
Yeah.
Just shoulder it in.
Guidance
What
check.
level?
Give me a let's call it an athletics check.
Try not to be too loud.
17.
plus
And then,
4.
do I roll it?
Yeah.
Plus 4.
21. Let's go. The magically enforced door is nothing for a determined Brett. As you maybe size the door up for a moment, maybe like look at the hinges, look at the handle, and like double check your stance. Maybe get a flash of being on the starting line of Silk Ball before just dropping a shoulder into this thing, popping it off the hinges and grabbing it just in time to where there's a little bit of a bang from your shoulder, but it remains fairly intact. A small indent where your shoulder hit it, but other than that, you knocked it clean off its hinges with a very calculated shot. Just move into space. Maybe like loosely put the door back in its place, sort of vibe.
Kind of lean it against the door frame.
Get back in place. Both of you looking around. Both of you give me perception checks or investigation checks. Whichever one you choose. Perception or investigation.
Can I argue for investigation with advantage because I know how Quint keeps his room?
I'll give you
Creeper.
advantage. I'll give you advantage on an investigation for advantage.
So I'm
Into
looking
that.
for things like out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look clean though? Like I never doing perception, but
Yeah,
it's
this
not
is
like
your-
there's like blood on the floor.
Yeah, this is like Yeah, as you guys like first enter the space, there's nothing that like wildly catches your eye. It looks like a fairly standard student dorm. Getting the door back on the hinges, both of you beginning to turn around and look about the space. Pretty quickly, all of you would begin to realize that there's no belongings. There's no items of like personal value left. This is like a stock standard, kind of solo student housing at Strixhaven. But Brett, with a 21, you know that there is a kind of a special place that Quint has sort of like dug out underneath some of they're not really like floorboards, it's kind of like stone flooring. But underneath one of the loose stones under the bed, he always mentioned pulling out a stone and putting notes in there for you. And you sort of move into the space again, seeing nothing else. It's just an empty dorm. Moving over underneath the bed, pulling out the stone, you would see a pretty hefty stack of small little scraps of parchment. They're all very narrow, almost like a fortune cookie strip, sort of like vibe on each strip of parchment. And you would know immediately Quint's handwriting, just small little like love messages. No one's name placed on anything. They're all just sweet thoughts. Some of them remind you of memories. Some of them are just quotes that maybe you said or you remember him saying, or like a conversation. It's just a good stack of them in this little hidey hole spot. This being the only sign that anyone has been in this room.
Well, I might as well keep those. Like, Brett's gonna scoop them up into his bag of holding, his satchel of holding.
Mm-hmm. It's like a handful of like thick strips of confetti almost is what it feels like grabbing.
Hey guys, the study group can't find Quint. Like, and Mina's freaking out. It's like, if you knew what I knew, then you would think this is weird too. Because Quint's always where he says he's gonna be. So, they said that they stopped by his dorm and they didn't find him. I don't know if that's helpful for you.
Yeah, I mean, we made it into the dorm. I think Brett's found something in the floor, but it honestly just looks like a stock room. Like he was never even in here. Yeah.
What I found isn't that helpful for today.
What did you find, Brett?
Just a couple stuff, man.
In a stock room? What does that mean?
Well, this is Quint's stock room. He stayed here. Does this mean, I guess, I don't know if I need to roll something for this. Like, can I tell that he stayed here, right? He just wasn't super invested and like he had his stuff packed to come meet us and whatever, right? Like, that's why this room is so bare, right?
I mean, you can tell me if you think Brett would need to roll for something like this, but for like a player's point of view, I mean, with the information you have, it's more like someone's trying to just remove the fact he was here. Like, because Quint, I mean, he likes his knickknacks. He has a fine wardrobe that you can't picture him traveling without. I mean, he has like 13 pairs of like shoes and boots. There's like nothing in here. There's no like utensils, cups, like nothing.
Well, Quint was here, but someone took all his stuff.
Where's the study group going now?
As our study group, we cut back to them, the two of you invisible, keeping track with them. They would be heading to the Bows Inn Tavern. You guys were just about to be like walking into the front doors of it, like roughly at this time.
Well, if they're also looking for Quint, maybe just trail him for a little bit longer,
To the
and we'll just kind of start making our way to you.
So, let you know if anything changes.
Hey, is there a place that sells spell scrolls?
Right.
Yeah, there's a few places that sell spell scrolls here on campus.
We're
I
on
wanna.
Central.
I'd like to
On
make
Central, not in particular. Most of that's on Lorehold. You know, that's where a lot of the like enchanters are. You guys got some work done there previously.
Hmm.
I'd like to go there.
I'm gonna go with you.
All right. We got two of our group trailing the study group as they enter Bow's Inn Tavern. Two of our group leaving the first year student dorms and a bit of a panic. Probably some thoughts rushing through our party's heads as everyone's sort of split up. Two separate missions with the same goal. I think that's where we'll end our session for today.
Oh, I knew
Quit
it.
the kidnap.
I was waiting
God
for
damn
it.
it.
Okay.
Just tell me, was Quint missing before I tried to contact him?
Was he
Was that already canon before I found out?
Yes.
Damn it.
I mean, I will say, because I guess it doesn't affect anything too much, but this happened pretty early this morning. As it's about
How do they know?
3
it's
o'clock
us?
ish or so at this point.
Locate would locate creature help? Like I could use it for Quinn, right?
He's a creature, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
that could-
humanoid. It counts.
Oh, okay.
I
Is
mean,
it-
there's a chance he was somehow still like able to contact them even without like
Maybe they really are
him
trying to use
directly
him as a
casting
vessel.
magic.
We don't know that.
No, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
don't
we
mean.
do.
I'm talking about the
Rum?
yeah, the Grung guy.
What about him?
Oh, Mergaxer.
So yeah, Murgax. So maybe they knew that it was us. You know what I mean?
He
And
did
that's why this-
mention. He did mention that he said something about that. What was his wording? That they know that we were jumped, but if they would have heard who it was by, they would have got a kick out of it. So you don't
Oh my
think they
God.
know
We are trying
who
to use
jumped
Quint
them
as a vessel.
necessarily.
But Quinn is the
True.
vessel. I
His
know.
Stop.
body can handle
Knew
the
it.
chaos
He's
magic.
forever
Don't manifest
unclean.
that.
His body can handle it, so he's the vessel. That's why they left him alone.
They've left him alone all year.
They've had
That's
an
just
eye
my
on him this whole
paranoia. That's
time.
not
They've been
really
watching
happening.
him.
Let me do
No.
thy will, Exasnar. He's
Oh
being
my
groomed.
God.
I don't even know how we're gonna find him.
Find him. We're gonna have to fight him.
They're gonna make
No.
him Exasnar.
He's gonna be possessed by Exasnar. We'll have to
Stop.
destroy the vessel.
Get your own fucking
Take
body,
me
Exasnar.
instead.
Take Boris.
Take force.
It's really hard to get Boris out. I don't think we
He only had his body for a bit.
He's already
He really
in
doesn't
there.
need it. He can wait a little while.
You can't just rip him out again.
I'm really worried, you guys. I don't like this.
Yeah.
I was
What? Quint is a vessel for Exasnar.
no.
Yeah.
Why? Why my character's boyfriend?
Yeah, he probably
Look,
wasn't even
Yours
healing
is just a
the snarl the
gambler.
whole time.
You wanna know why, Bryce?
I can't believe
Fawn. That's why.
You're saying I brought this on myself?
Yes, you spawned the chaos, and now it is seeping over into other
Hi,
games,
Mother.
and it is going. Oh, hi, mother.
It is a living
Hello,
world.
mother.
Hello,
Are you happy
mother.
now,
Is this
Mummy?
what you wanted, mother?
No,
Can't believe we got to
But
see
mother, why?
brother.
grown-up
Mummy.
Jackson Stott.
The crave blood.
That was fucking wild. He's
crazy
from
'cause
the
it's right.
campaign that Mark
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
wait,
all gonna
who is
kill
this?
Quint
McMork is
together.
from. An E97. Yeah, that's that Jackson.
That
Mhm.
Jay?
Yeah. Yeah, he goes by Jackson in those ones, but I mean, you guys weren't here at school. I planned this a while ago, and I was hoping Benny would be here, obviously, when I planned
Aw.
all this. But yeah, Jackson Stottle
Got a
is here at
reaction out of
school, and
me,
he's
man.
aged up
You totally
now.
got a
He looks a
reaction
little
out of
bit
me.
Oh man. I don't like it. Give him back.
He's mine now.
No.
You broke my toys. I break your
No.
toys.
When did I do that?
No, man.
That was Kellen. Take his other brother. Take his brother again.
Take his other.
You guys killed the craziest dude first in that fight. Now you get it. He had one of those elixirs. Like if he was alive and shit
Yeah,
got
he had
crazy,
a
he could have popped that shit. Who knows what
Dude,
would
that guy had
Got a
everything.
bag of tricks.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. He had a healing potion too. That's right.
Jack shit.
The moment we tried to use the mind reading potion, it gave us fucking shit. Like we
Gave me
finally remembered
nothing.
to be smart about an interrogation, and it gave us fucking nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, the comprehend language scroll came in clutch.
That was good. Yeah.
That was a big usage.
Use
Yes.
the cat door. Do it.
You guys found
Oh,
out
I can't believe they used
Murgaxer's
Betty Croker's
connection to
fucking
the
brother. That's
Croakers.
wild.
Oh man.
I fucking love it so much.
is
It's
I
getting
know
so
that's
out
that's
of
my
hand.
addition to your Croaker lore. I loved because I was waiting for someone to say like Croaker, Betty Croaker, and it was like, oh yeah, that's his switch. That's when you see real Murgaxer for a minute
I
there. It's like,
can't wait
don't
until the
bring my
day that we
sister
finally
into
meet
this.
this fucking gigantic BBEG that
Okay, go.
has been a fucking joke forever.
It's just Snar. He better not be possessing my character's boyfriend.
I
That's so
imagine Betty
fucking
Croker
He
rude.
is
gonna
like
be he
just this
gonna
Here,
be
gigantic
try it.
possessing your
BBEG
boyfriend.
that has just been this gigantic joke this whole time. Just a monster.
Oh, Betty. Blah.
Yes.
I'm imagining like the weird final stages of like Cookie Clicker when the game just gets absurd.
What are you gonna
I'm
do?
glad
know what
that
I
game
mean?
is so
Kill your
long.
boyfriend, Quint.
No,
We're gonna do it together
no.
as
Dad has been joking about it
friends.
this whole time.
I
What if we
gotta
actually
level
have
up
to
real
kill
quick
him?
and pick a new spell.
It's
It's not funny. No.
I haven't been joking about it. I've been mentally preparing everyone for it.
No.
So level up, right?
Not quite. Not quite.
What?
Not quite.
What?
You guys are-
Begabt.
You guys are making some strides.
Begabt. Why? Oh, is this one of those pay to win ones? Okay, I'll Venmo you $20.
Yeah, I'm waiting until the start of the month when the payments go through, and then maybe we'll level up. Next session, I mean, maybe. Who knows what will happen, man? We're in crazy territory now, man. I mean, we're in the less than 24 hours range from the unification ceremony.
Ugh. if we drag it out for 4 more sessions, we'll hit 52. You let it fool you?
We'll just go grind for a little bit. We'll just get in
Oh,
combat.
shit.
That way each session takes forever.
Yeah,
Shit,
just
dude,
start
since we've
fighting
been on camp, like,
everybody
we've made it
that we
like
come
a
across.
little over a day and a half, I think.
We should have
Yeah.
gone wizard and got fireball. And then you just start
So-
blowing up those groups.
Ugh, I know that you
Dude.
can't answer this question, but I'm so
Okay.
curious
That'd be
now.
so sick.
Are the mage hunters that we've killed already part of the 13 batch brood?
Of the
Or
13.
is that just a whole new?
Oh, who knows?
Didn't,
My guess
Wait.
is no.
oh, we only killed one, didn't we? The one the dude tried to was successfully empowered.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
but
other
I
one,
don't.
the other one's got away.
Worst case, there's 13.
So best case, there's a dozen.
Ugh,
Yeah, it wasn't part of it.
I'm so stressed.
We only
No.
Knew it. I knew it.
We're wrong, you guys. We're wrong. Of course we're
Nope.
wrong. It's something else. Quent fell into the looking glass, and so the messages aren't going through.
Now we gotta go to Wonderland.
We're having our Wonderland one shot for Strixhaven. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. I don't know why that's so. No.
I think he gonna be possessed.
I was the
Sorry,
one
Brad.
who first brought up the concern about possession, right? Like outside of like obviously any DM shenanigans, as a player, I was the first one that was like, wait, does he need a vessel? And everyone else was like, oh shit, and I'm like, yeah, oh shit.
Yeah, because you knew deep down that your boyfriend was evil.
It's just the perfect
Whoa.
vessel for
I
it.
am
Not
concerned.
evil. He's just prepared to be a vessel for evil.
You don't know
There's
that.
a difference.
You could have been pumping chaos into that snarl this whole time.
Oh, look,
Nobody
he's
was there.
moving within the door. Oh my goodness.
All his friends were doing it.
Oh my goodness. You
I
did
guess we
it.
could say goodbye.
Bye, Craig.
Blah, blah, blah. Say goodbye to Craig.
Oh yes, goodbye, Craig. Get out of
Goodbye,
here.
Craig.
Whatever.